And hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. We are Hard Knock Dice. My name is Jonesy, your dungeon master for the evening, and these beautiful people around me are your heroes for the evening and my best friends. Today, we're going to continue across Eberron's, plural, multiverses here, fellas, across Eberron.
Yeah.
But before we do, if I can get an exclamation mark charity in the chat. We're raising money with Extra Life. Who is Extra Life, you may ask? Well, they help raise money for children's hospitals all across North America, and we're raising money for the Children's Health Care of Atlanta. So go click on that link, do the lawful good thing, and open your hearts and wallets to a really great cause. I don't have any announcements, I don't think. Do I? Do anybody got any announcements? What's going on? I saw a face light up. No?
None I can think of.
Okay, word.
Nope.
All right.
Chilling.
There is a chance for rain tomorrow. There's a chance that this upcoming Saturday, the Saturday after today, that we will not be playing. Follow the Twitter to keep updated. So we'll see how that goes. Anyways, any other announcements? Good things, bad things, wonderful things, scary things? No? All right then. Kashik will be joining us shortly. She's dealing with the demons. So, last we left off, our Shining Vanguard has made it to Stormholm, the base of operations for House Lyrindar. Azur's, the Baroness of which is Azur's biological mother. He has tracked her, or attempted to track her down after not hearing from her after several attempted communications, and every turn he took here led to dead ends or to him being ran around in circles and basically brushed off. He came back to his friends here to ask for help in assisting in finding, because he has a sinking feeling that something has happened to his mother. So we pick back up on Stormholm after the Shining Vanguard has met a new friend in the form of Brune the Unshackled, a Duragar from the Underdark who has brought Underfolk with him, various Drow and Sverfneblin and other Duragar that have battled the madness of Zoriat down below in the Underdark. After escaping a long and torturous journey, Brune has tried to fly away, far away from Corvair. And after being told that from the Shining Vanguard here, who is also battling Zoriat, that it's not going to be contained to just Corvair. This is going to be worldwide. A bit of a dim reality set in for Brune. So, after a night of revelry, then after a meeting with the Baroness's cousin, one Ezreal de Lyrindar, they have told that they are going to give access to Baroness Ezrash's quarters tomorrow morning, where she was last seen at 10:30. After being told that, a bit of revelry was had on the beach. Artyom turned our good Warforged friend Otto into an animal, and for the first time, physical sensory overload for Otto. Drinks were had in various shapes, I'm assuming, as Bill, Artyom, Azur, and Otto got drunk on a beach as different animals swam around, flew around, ran around, and had a generally good time. And that's actually where we're going to pick back up today. The morning of, actually, the morning after, where you're supposed to be waking up, we wake up to a sight of 4 passed out beings, sleeping beings, Otto disabled in some sort of sense for his Warforged sleep. Bit sandy this morning, Otto, as we wake up to a hungover Bill, Azur, and Artyom on the beach. And as Artyom, as the sleep clears from your eyes, the bright, warm, wonderful sun washing over you, the sounds of waves crashing in the background, your eyes open with mostly the beautiful blue sky above you, as well as a halfling man standing in front of you with a part, nicely combed hair, nice suit, a smile on his face. One agent of House Civis, Samshel Heckleforth, stands over you with a smile and says, "Morning there, sunshine."
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Wonderful. Still got some questions for you if you got time. Don't mean to interrupt your sleep here, but just saw you waking up.
Yeah, I was doing some drinking.
Wonderful.
Just
like to sleep
vigorous
outside.
nodding.
Yeah. The various attendants on the beach here looking after the beachgoers who have formed a decently large perimeter around our group here of just passed out strangers, including a dinosaur. You have about 60 feet of clearance on an otherwise fairly crowded beach full of very rich beachgoers here. But there seems to be just an invisible barrier around you. Probably people just trying to avoid the large dinosaur that they're not sure about. But Samshel Heckleforth stands over you, beckons one of these beach attendants over, and telling them to bring some various drinks of the morning to you to help with your hangovers, and pays for them. So, as he does so, though, he says, "If you don't mind, I do have a couple of questions for you," as the drinks are brought to you.
Okay, yeah, you have a couple of questions for me. What are the questions?
What's going on with the Baroness of House Lyrindar?
She was abducted by aliens. Yep. Yes.
Are you being very obviously sarcastic?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. I needed to know if I needed to roll an insight check.
Otto's gonna roll an insight check.
On Artyom.
Like, kind of looking blankly at Artyom for a moment, and then he kind of, he's like, I heard that she was carried off by an entire flight of dragons.
It was actually celestials, they're kind of alien-like. The one light dragon celestial. They had to get her for the Great Celestial Arm Wrestling competition.
I had been misinformed. Thank you for clarifying, Artyom.
It's very prestigious.
Yeah, I've heard of that competition. It's pretty cool.
And now it's all corroborated. Must be a fact. Okay, what was your second question? You said you had a couple.
Listen, he says, and he takes a pin out of his pocket, and you see sort of a gem on the end of it that is sort of dimly glowing this little red light, and he like twists the pin to make the to go back in, and that dim light goes off. I'm not trying to make your lives hard. I'm just trying to do a job here. And one of my jobs is to get information out to people. The Baroness of one of the major houses of Eberron hasn't been seen or heard from in weeks now.
Okay.
And now all of a sudden, a group of folks who are now either hired to look for her or an outside consulting group, the Shining Vanguard, I've come to learn your name has been brought in to find her.
This is the same guy from the previous day, right? That handed us the cards?
Yes. Correct.
Yeah.
The people have a right to know, and that's all I'm here to do.
The Baron of House Leander? I don't know what that is, I'm sorry.
A couple of seconds ago, you said she was kidnapped by aliens. So.
Oh yeah, I was lying then. I'm very unreliable for information. If you want to have a good story that you want people to hear about, you should let them know about Zoriat coming in the next few months. There's a manifest zone outside the passage, and all countries are needing to, get ready for a war.
While they're talking, Otto's been like standing up, brushing himself off, and then kind of looking down at the gnome after Artyom says that. Just, if you truly wish to give people the information that they need, that is the news that needs to be spread.
How do you spell Zoriat?
With an X.
Otto will give him all information he could need to help push that within reason. If there's anything particularly detailed, but invasion of Zoriat, everyone needs to be united. It affects everyone in the world. Nowhere's safe. But in longer sentences and with more fancy words.
I would like you, either one of you or both of you, to give me persuasion checks. And I'm gonna let you know how to do this. If one of you are doing it, you're rolling it with disadvantage. If both of you do it, I'm taking the lower of the two.
I will.
Your choice.
I want to do it both with disadvantage. Let's go.
Both
Okay.
with disadvantage. So you want me to take the lower of 4 dice versus the lower of 2? I want to make sure I'm understanding this.
No, I think Ket meant we each roll.
Right.
Is that okay?
Oh, okay. I thought you wanted to both roll with disadvantage.
I thought it would be the better of both of us rolling at disadvantage. That was where my brain was going.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. Go, both of you roll. I'll take the lower of the 2. Persuasion checks.
Okay.
I have a bonus for this. It's a 1.
Well, it's probably going to be you then. What'd you get?
16 total.
Oh shit! I got a fucking 19.
Oh, I had a 15 plus 1, so.
Hell yeah, man.
Actually, no.
Boy, Sam Shell.
You haven't declared the result yet, so I'm gonna add a flash of genius to it. And the way he's doing this is he is, using like devices to actually give like visual descriptors of like some of the horrifying creatures and all that.
Okay.
Maybe like a little like snow globe sized image of like the party doing battle with some of the monsters when we were in the other dimension and such. That'll bring the total to, I think, 21? 21? Yeah.
Plus your intelligence.
21. Okay.
Or, no, because that would make
16.
Artyom's the lower of a 19.
No, I rolled a 19. I got a +1, so it's a dirty 20.
Oh, well, there you go.
I'm just going to ask. These are questions he's going to ask. You tell me yes or no whether or not you're going to be answering them. Where are they invading?
All of Corvair.
Where is it? He's asking like, where is it going to be taking place? Like, where are the areas that people like it's going to be happening? Or is it just going to all over the world? Is that what you're giving?
He will. Oh,
There are
go ahead.
pockets that we know of where they're encroaching through. I would let him know of one place that we've been to already,
Which
out
one?
in the swamps,
Okay.
the general area of where Azur's from, and the place in Passage we know for sure.
Okay.
But there
But
are many
on-
more unknown.
Yeah, Otto would clarify that those are not the only threats.
The Drow place also had some Zoriad action going on. There you go.
Okay. All right. Okay. He's going to continue asking you many questions about people, place, and things regarding this. So, who knows about it is going to be his second question.
Yeah,
Who's been made aware?
We've been trying to tell everyone. So far, the King of Carnath definitely knows.
Okay. Anyone else?
He will say that people of import in Sharn had been notified, but had not reacted favorably.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We told the regent, whatever the king of, I guess, New Kyrie,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
he's aware
Okay.
for whatever he's done.
Did y'all tell both of them, or I thought you just told Bashar Yassin? Am I?
We told Bashar, and he was supposed to.
He was supposed to communicate it.
Yeah, he was supposed to communicate with King Bornell. No. Yes.
No, King Bornell is.
Bornell
Breland.
is Breland.
Right.
I forget the dude.
Me too. That's why I'm not saying it right now. I don't remember his name. I'll look back in my notes. But yes, you told Bashar Yassin, and he was to tell the displaced king of New Kyrie. Okay, and then is it? No, it's not Jaren. Anyways, okay. He seems to believe you, and he is taking detailed notes, and also like the pen is clearly recording audio of what's going on, of what you're saying here.
Otto will stop that immediately.
So
If there is
just
active recording, he'll be like, written notes only, please.
well, why?
Because
Yeah,
I
right.
would prefer for us not to have recordings that could be misconstrued. You have already shown a deceptive behavior.
How so? I've been truthful from you since the moment I met you.
With the cards.
Right. I told you just gotta whisper into them and I'd be there.
You did not clarify up front that they could be listening at any time without our knowledge.
How else
That
are they
is
supposed
deception.
to hear you and let me be there? I don't think it's deceptive at all. Anyways, this information just coming from some unknown sources is not going to be very helpful, but I have to have the word from the Shining Vanguard.
Saviors, they future, and soon to be the world.
Otto will
Hopefully.
look to his uncle for guidance on that one.
If you want to, you know, take the things that they say out of context as a crazy man, sure. Maybe a small percent of people, if you do paint me as some sort of crazy person that read the article, will be like, hey, you know what? I know that guy. I'm going to ask him about it, and maybe some good can happen for it, even if they all think I'm crazy. So, regardless, it's going to happen, and it's going to happen sooner than later. We're trying to get everything together we can to help out in the cause.
And how does Baroness tie into all of this?
What Baroness?
Of House Lyrandar.
She's in the arm wrestling competition with the Celestials.
Let me get this straight. You want to be honest with me about
Right.
this, but not about why you're here for the Baroness.
That's correct. I have no comment on the Baroness other than her being really strong in the arm wrestling.
Unfortunate. I think we could have a good working relationship. See, I could make sure that this gets out everywhere that you need it to as a real story, a believable story. Could have it vouched for, all the witnesses that you've given me, the places inspected. But you got to give me something else.
You seem to misunderstand that your failure to circulate this story will affect you as negatively as it does us.
Maybe.
Everyone means everyone.
And everyone's got a job, and I got mine.
Well, you know what? You've got my recordings. You can keep them for whatever time. Maybe we can talk a little bit later and come to an agreement. But I'd appreciate it if, you know, I'll find you if you stay in town for a little while and we can talk about it.
I'll be around. Notepad and pen back in the pocket. Clears the sand off of him as he walks away from four hungover dudes on the beach.
As smoothly as Artyom can say, he's basically going like, well, after the fucking job's done, which you already assume that we're doing here, and the Baroness is probably back, then I can like do something for fucking you, and then you can publish my crazy ramblings of madness encroaching across the world.
Okay. He walks away from me. To forego all of the getting together and reassembling and everything else, we will assume that the Shining Vanguard meets in total, and plus Brune, at the estate of Lyrandar, under the guise that you are meeting with the Baroness who has recently fallen ill, and she is going to be speaking to the heroes of Aether, and just to get your stories, she is very interested in. There is an entire facade put on for this event as they are followed. As you guys are followed through here, Ezreal meets you himself. Once you guys get into the estate, the Lyrandar estate, it is empty. There is no one in here. There are no servants. There are no other agents of House Lyrandar. There is from what you see, there is you and there is Ezreal as he speaks to you. So, Shining Vanguard minus a couple of people right now, it looks like. we're just gonna get started with it. Let's see. Let's get some. We're not on the coast anymore. We're inside. So let's get rid of.
But we're inside on the coast.
You are inside on the coast. So The first thing Ezreal says to you after giving you a brief greeting and acting like he's meeting you for the first time as the doors to the estate close behind you, the facade drops off of his face. He gets very serious pretty much at once. It's night and day, sort of flipping around. Looks at you and says, the last place you were seen was in a room. If that's where you would wish to start, that's where I can show you to.
All right, yeah, let's check it out.
One question before we do get started.
Yeah.
You haven't asked for any sort of payment. Why?
Do you want the truth, or?
I would prefer it, yes.
The world is about to be assaulted by an unknown threat from Zoriat, and we're trying to get the world to work together, which isn't very easy because most people think we're crazy. Or just think we're full of shit.
My plane of knowledge is rusty.
Plane of
That's-
madness.
Okay. I was in between that and the plane of fire. I couldn't remember.
I believe the plane of fire is the one called plane of fire.
The elemental plane of fire, a scientific name for sure. Fernia is the name I was thinking of.
Impractical.
Labels typically are, anyways. Very well. Follow me. He leads you up through the estate and to eventually to a couple of large oak doors, which he opens up. Again, the place itself is completely deserted. But when you get to the room, it is an elegant and well-furnished room. The light brown woods and white sheer linen strewn around the room would remind a sailor of their old vessel, if they were riding on Eberron's most expensive yacht. The books lining the walls and laying open on the tables would indicate that whoever resides here may be a homebody that likes to read. But a closer look at the titles would reveal the soul of someone under the spell of constant wanderlust. Maps, navigational resources, and other expositional information about travel destinations far and wide in the center of the room. Far and wide. And in the center of the room, an interactive cosmological representation of the planes. Spheres slowly suspended in the air by gentle magics moving ever so slightly around each other. The large bay windows on the east side of the room look over a beautiful sight, easily one of the best in all of Corvair. Deep blue oceans crash into windswept stone shores below, a serene view that would or should have the wealthiest of Eberron content. On either side and above the bay windows, an exquisite stained glass mural depicts a plethora of blue, green, and golden clouds amongst wispy white pieces of glass with animating magics on them, creating a splendid array of colors that dance across the room. Ezreal holds his hands open to this room, books, papers, in a bit of a disarrayed mess here. That cosmological display of wooden spheres just sort of gently floating around each other. Only one central sphere and then 4 outer spheres sort of gently rotating around it. He holds his hand to the room. I'm going to be closing the room just to keep any sort of private prying eyes out. The room is protected from magical divination itself. Other rooms will have, Beck is saying this sort of inside the room. Outside in the hallways, not so much. So any conversations that happen out in the halls need to be consistent with our story that we're telling outside of the world.
What about magical teleportation?
What
Is
about
it interfered with in any way?
Not that I'm aware of.
We are inside the room. He has not stopped outside, right?
Correct. He stepped inside, closed the doors gently behind him at the moment, with one hand on the door ready to leave again.
While they are having this conversation, he's explaining all this. Otto is already investigating the room.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you investigating? I have said many things about this room.
A Oh fuck, the word has just completely left my brain. Just kind of a once over at first, just to try and pick up any more subtle details or anything that looks like it has been attempted to be concealed.
Okay.
So like look under the bed, look in the closet, do the cups look, damaged, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Artyom would like to investigate the general sense of. You said that there was a bunch of stuff that would make it seem like this person was stricken with the wanderlust. What exactly gives off that vibe? I mean, is it just like pictures and paintings, or are there like all sorts of books about going to various places, or?
Yeah, give me I would say, Otto, if you're looking for things that have been tampered with or concealed, give me an investigation check. If you're looking for sort of what gives off the vibe that this is someone who's stricken with wanderlust, you can give me an insight check.
Sure.
You guys hold on to those numbers. Brune, Azur, Crowley, what are you doing at the moment? And what are you looking for, if anything?
Brune is he's gonna what he had asked the other day. Yesterday, he's gonna put into practice. He's gonna start examining walls, floors, anything bare, and anything covered. Check and see if there's evidence of any kind of like entrances or passageways.
Okay, investigation check.
Everybody else done?
Crowley, is there anything that you wanted to do?
Well, I'd want to investigate the rest of the room, like silverware items inside, nearby, things like she could have possibly drank or had consumed if the room hasn't been touched in the days hence.
Okay, investigation check. Just gonna go in order here. Otto, what's yours?
Pop C invisibility before getting started.
Okay.
Nat 20, flash of genius.
Okay.
God. Yeah.
So that'll be a
42.
20, 30, 35.
35. Jesus Christ. Azur, I'm sorry. I think. What did you want to do? I skipped over that.
Azur would just be assisting Artyom.
Artyom and looking for like what. All right. Do you want to give him advantage or do you want to roll your own check?
Give him advantage.
Okay. All right. Back to Otto's check. Sorry about that. Back to Otto's check with a 35 on looking for anything that is tampered with or concealed. This is going to tie into something really quickly, Otto, if you hold tight. Brune, what did you roll to find what you were looking for?
Well, because apparently Duragar don't have stone cunning, 10.
10. Okay. Otto, you're looking around the room, just seeing if anything's been concealed or tampered with. Your HUD actively scanning areas of the room as you do this, and you see Brune, who is sort of along the walls, like stone on the walls, like pressing his hands against them, and then the bookshelves and stuff. You see him go by what is clearly to you, I'm going to say it's nearly like obvious to you with a 35. It is like he's just walked past an open doorway. But Brune completely misses the bookshelf that is able to open on some type of hinge device and continues to walk around the room. That's for concealed. As for tampering, the locks on the doors seem completely intact with no evidence of picking or debris. There is no evidence of tampering with the windows or the bay doors that lead out onto the balcony. There's no like obvious attempt of breaking and entering. There's no broken glass. There's no, and the metal for the door handles are completely intact. And any other signs of tampering or breaking in with a 35, you cannot find any.
Noted. I'll let you go around to everyone else.
Sure.
Because I'm assuming that takes time. A thorough search.
Yeah. for an insight check, what was our total?
18.
18 total. So other than just the various books that you guys are looking through, like I said, maps, navigational resources, all sorts of expositional information about other places. I mean, our team, you're looking at this information, you're looking at someone who has a quite literal million gold view right here in their room every morning. And they sit here and look at pictures or maps of other places. That's one key indicator. Along with this sort of information, as you're scouring through the books and things, you do find a smaller book sort of amongst them, not hidden by any means, but closed and sort of sealed off, with like a pot ink jar, a ink jar and pen near it, a journal of sorts. With that insight check, it as you're reading through some of the pages, Artyom and Azur, whoever you create the scene as far as who finds it, but as you're reading through it, it reveals someone who constantly feels trapped by their surroundings and by their position of being a baroness. And it reads out the feelings of being trapped continue with entries alluding to someone who has, and you're reading, like paraphrasing here, for someone who's captured and mastered flight, they still feel chained to the ground.
Yeah, I'd probably give that to Azur since it is his biological mom. Like, I'll leave you to flip through. There's no telling what you're going to find in somebody's diary.
Yeah. Azur, what you looking for? Are you going through the journal, or are you looking for anything specific?
No, just kind of generally, I guess, going through the journal.
Okay. Give an investigation check. What?
The intent that I was trying to get from this wanderlust is if there was, a map of the world or different maps, maybe through all of that, if there was something that came up more frequent or something that seemed more worn, like they had maybe gone to this map or more repeatedly, or a book that looked like it had been used more often, going like, oh, I really want to go to Zoriat, or not Zoriat, excuse me, Zendrik, other X name, Zendrik. Or
it's also not a great place.
Let's go,
not
Zori.
awesome.
Let's go.
Or just to see if there was, like, if they've got wanderlust, like what might be at the top of their list whenever they start daydreaming. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sorry, you said just casual trip to Zoriat. Yeah, she really wants to go to the resort day, like all the time.
X names get mixed up sometimes.
Yeah, you want to see if there is somewhere that these papers and maps dictate that maybe somewhere she's more obsessive over.
Right. That would be, of course, discounting, or not counting what Azur might find in that journal.
Right. Okay. So that's going to be a different check. I'm going to say, give me a different roll. That's going to be an investigation check as well. Okay. So your insight check gives you the journal, which was not hidden, but it kind of gives you some insight into the actual character. Your investigation check is to find something that is more worn or more loved on, like sort of material.
Gotcha.
While you hold that onto that number. Crowley, over to your check. What was your investigation check?
24.
24. There is some food in here. A quick look, it is over, it looks like it has been preserved or so, but it looks like someone who has ordered them to not touch anything in this room. It is, as you're looking around this room, it is like a steel frame of whatever happened, when they realized that something was very wrong. Quick investigation check of looking around the room. You smell the wine. You look over the food. It doesn't look tampered with. It doesn't look poisoned or anything that you can see very clearly. What else are you looking for other than that? I mean, That's very general.
That's very general.
Yeah.
Well, for going from there, I'd like to
Yeah.
switch it up gears and try and perhaps search for anything magical around the bed area. See if I can detect anything from there.
Okay.
Anything that she could have touched or comes into frequent contact with that possesses magical qualities.
Okay. Is your intent here to do detect magic or just an Arcana check?
We'll detect magic for a general, just kind of see like what I'd be dealing with in this room already, and
Okay.
then focus from there.
Okay. You cast detect magic. Very well. What's up?
Does detect magic work in the room, or is it just from external forms of divination?
Yeah, it looks like the room is protected from someone
Okay.
trying to spy in on the room. Detect
Gotcha.
magic does work in the room. It isn't an anti-magic zone, very clearly by the like polished wooden spheres that are moving around in the rooms and the bay windows that are animated. Which those are the things that you would pick up, Crowley. You see there's very light magics in this room. The heaviest handed magic that you find is the blocking of scrying magic and other sort of divination. That's like the heaviest handed thing. There's all sorts of very light magics in this room. The animating magics on the windows, the animating magics on the spheres that are in the middle of the room. There are several like mage hands, sort of spells on the bookshelves themselves that would pick up and put books back into their assigned places. All very like rich, bougie things, but nothing out of place.
Okay.
I fucking hate you all so much.
Well, just to put myself somewhere, I'm gonna look through book titles. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna see what book reading list we got here.
Sure. So, I mean, you're essentially along with Artyom and Azur right now looking through the books.
No, just titles, not looking
No.
through them. Just see if anything weird happens.
Sorry, stream. I just gotta roll some damage real quick. We're gonna once more go over to Brune and Otto. Brune, you skip by the very obvious door, Otto, which you see the bookshelves that clearly have like a line of different thermal readings for your HUD with your natural 20 investigation check, and Brune just sort of passes it right by.
Indeed.
Just as Brune's like walking past it, excellent find, Brune. And we'll walk over and start more closely investigating. A hidden passage, quite cleverly done, too. Although I see no other signs of tampering in the room, at doors, windows, or any other factor.
There's a passage here, you said.
Yeah, he'll use minor illusion to kind of like show an outline of it, and we'll begin looking into how it is opened.
With a 35, it's like you say it's clever, but it's pretty much you being kind, like you were being kind to Brune right then. It's you just go and you pull on a book about sailing. As soon as you pull on it, the door just opens up and it leads a passageway down.
Clever lad.
Okay. Bolter in hand, you just start descending.
He doesn't go far, but he will. He still has the invisibility and his goggles of night, so he can see down. And just first impression of the stairwell.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Hey, I'm not bad at those either.
Big look. Do the go-go gadget eyes and this telescope out.
Funny you say that. We'll get to that in a moment. First impression is a
What?
dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Remember,
Hell yeah.
Otto mixed up his spell list for investigative purposes instead of combat, so we've got some new toys to play with.
With a dirty 20, not a lot comes to your eyes. Eyes is your eye, Warforged eyes, your special eyes. Just a simple stone passageway, very contrast to what is behind you in the elegant, like very well designed room. This is very utilitarian stairway down, and to your ears, you sort of hear the gentle lapping of water against a dock or something. You're muted.
Muted.
Cool. Does it seem recently disturbed? Like, is there dust? Can we tell, like, gauge when the last time within a certain, level of specificity, how long it's been since someone's been through here?
Since Brune's right there, I'll let you do an investigation check at advantage to get that information.
I do be looking at dust.
He does like dust.
I know. Like is a strong word. Know about
It won't be a 35, but it'll be a 30 because I rolled a 5 and a 20.
Nice. That's very good.
Jeez Louise.
You would need such a check to tell the difference in the months of dust versus a month of dust that is gathered around the edges here. But after careful analysis between you and Brune, sort of looking at the line where the bookshelf is closed, it's been over a month since this passage was used, which would mean that she disappeared after the last time that this entrance was used.
Excellent. For the time being, we'll retreat back into the room and wait for everyone to convene, I guess.
Okay.
Poking around.
Gotcha. As you were flipping through the journal, again, was there anything you were looking? This is it's essentially the mind of your mother. Was there something you were looking for through these pages?
After a little bit, I'm just reading through it. I guess his curiosity would take over, and he would be specifically looking for anything, I guess, potentially pertaining to him being abandoned as a baby.
Okay.
And if she had any thoughts or feelings on that.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
That would be 19.
19. Very good. Your scroll, as you're sort of thumbing through the pages, there's not any mention. It looks like this was started. This journaling was started a couple of years ago, maybe. She's about 75%. This book is filled up at this point. A lot of it is general complaints about the day and the stresses and the general just not wanting to be in this position, but a feeling of obligation and duty to the name. You see no mention of you as a child. You see no mention of her giving you up at any point. As far as this book is concerned, you do not exist. You're looking through some of the pages, though, and with a 19, there are days where the writing gets... actually, you know what? I'm not going to give it to you for free. Give me an insight check.
It'll be a natural 20.
Hell yeah.
Holy fuck! There's so many 20s being
Let's
rolled.
go.
Jesus,
If we get a
that's
combat,
awesome.
we're gonna be screwed.
We're gonna die.
But the natural 20, as you're looking through this journal, you know the time frames, and these journal entries are dated. You know the time frames that you reached out to her, whether it was just reaching out for whatever reason, and these were always filtered through your adopted mother. The messages were always through your adopted mother. You had never spoken to her directly, but those time frames, those months, things seem to drift in a different direction than her general sort of complaints and just droning on about the life that she's living, and shifted into a wanting to go elsewhere and speaking about traveling away. And just seemed a bit more, the writing seems a bit more of escapism than anything else at those points. So there is, while there is not physical evidence of your existence, she does not acknowledge it in this book. With a natural 20 on your insight check, you do see some ties to the times that you reached out, or you've had your adoptive mother reach out, and to the type of writing that's going on in the journal. Everyone fucking roll initiative right now. I swear to fucking God, I'll do it. I'll do it right here and right now.
Woo!
There's 10 Vecnas in this universe, and they all just showed up.
So it is a fair fight.
Fair.
Is one of them Grandpappy Vecna?
Yeah.
Grandpappy Vecna.
I knew it.
One's Gorham, one's Garum, one's Garum-all.
I super knew it. I feel so vindicated.
Anyways.
That's what Yidra was doing. He was cutting out all the witch competition. That's what it was.
Yidra was the good guy all along.
Oh, shit. The real friend were the Hedron we killed along the way.
Okay. Let's see here. Ways of, or books or anything that were just more loved, with Crowley sort of sitting there around you. You've rolled an investigation check. Crowley, you can roll a separate one, or you can give our team advantage, your choice.
I want to give him disadvantage.
Crowley comes up and pokes you in the eye while you're looking for stuff.
I'll let Artyom. I'll give him advantage. It's fine.
Okay.
All right, that brings what would have been a 14 to a 19. Again,
19. Okay.
19 after all bonuses.
19 with trying to see if there's anything that's more well loved than others. I will say that looking through these maps and stuff, all of them are well loved, which kind of feeds back into your insight check of someone just sat here and seemed like they daydreamed, like almost to like an obsessive sort of point. But you do get some of the couple of not very informative smaller books about the planes that are just like the backs have been creased and the pages are dog marked, and some of them are just like all sorts of information that you can't really distill down into any one plane that she finds interesting, other than the sense that she is incredibly interested on and being somewhere else.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right.
It's on you guys. What are you doing?
Well, if it seems like I would let the group as a whole know that she's, it seems like she definitely had an interest in going to different planes. Is Ezreal still here? Or did he leave?
Ezreal left,
He left,
out of the
right?
room. Yep.
Okay. So, did anyone see anything about the, proper utensils for going to a different plane in here?
I can look into that shortly, but I would like to draw everyone's attention to this passageway.
Oh yeah, it's okay. Probably not.
I can clarify that is probably not where she departed through. It has not been utilized in quite some time.
Oh, but there is one here then. Right. Could I just corroborate? I mean, I know he got a natural 20 out of character, but Artyom would still go in and do a more survival-based investigation to make sure they're like, okay, so yeah, no one's set foot in this place outside of us in a very long time.
Sure. Give me a survival check.
Sure.
While he's doing that, Otto will send the familiar down a little bit further than he had gone himself.
Okay.
On manual piloting, so he can see what's down there.
Gotcha.
27.
27. Yeah, you can pretty quickly corroborate that it's not been a terribly long time. Not like years and years and years of unuse or anything. It's just a couple of months have gone by, and it doesn't really fit into the time frame of her going missing.
Right. Cool.
You send the drone down, looking through, or your familiar down, looking through this passageway, a couple hundred feet down, whether it's through the eyes or just reporting back to you via the HUD, will find a cave at the bottom of these stairs, that a pretty expansive cave that opens up with a ship that is in dock in this cave with an illusion side of it that you would presume that would lead out into the ocean. This looks like a private dock that is meant to be hidden.
I'm double checking for sure. Okay, no, never mind. I was gonna say the reason I wanted to clarify I was doing it manually was I thought mistakenly that I would get the benefit of my see invisibility and dark vision, but that is not the case.
Gotcha.
Well, I guess, I mean, if she didn't go through the tunnel, I mean, she can fly, right? So she could just walk out onto her balcony at any time and just whoosh wherever she wanted to go. So
that would make sense. Although I am gonna kind of get a closer look on the boat.
Sure.
I'm assuming it's like kind of an emergency escape boat, the castle's under siege type thing, but just make sure there's no other like hidden compartments or anything around it.
Okay. Are you going down there yourself, or just having your familiar check it out?
Just the familiar for the time being.
Okay, have your familiar roll an investigation check for me. And then, what is everybody else doing while he's rolling that?
I'm gonna check out the stained glass window.
Okay.
See if there's anything odd about it.
Carly, you had something?
I'm going to go ahead and take this time and start giving everyone advantage, calling the spirits to aid in our investigation.
Okay. Who are you going to give advantage to right now?
Everyone that can hear me.
Oh, you're doing bardic inspiration?
Yeah.
Inspiration. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So everyone will get your D10 to your next check that you wish. Going to check out the windows. Azure, what are you doing? If anything.
Clarification, always thinking it's a D12 now.
Is it a
Oh,
it's a D12 now?
shit,
There you go.
son.
Hell yeah. Is that 15 that you get a D12?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Nice.
big old detour.
When's it become a D20?
Shit, never. Level 30?
There you go.
DM, am I using my own investigation check since I'm looking through its eyes?
It's a couple hundred feet down, so I think the range on your familiar's
okay.
eyes are 100
So-
feet.
Yeah, that would be 100 feet. I didn't realize
Right.
it was that far down.
You guys are like up on top of a cliff right now, and this is several hundred feet down this stone stairwell.
Yeah. I'm just having to pull up the stat block.
Gotcha. Azure, what were you saying?
Not knowing whether this would reveal anything or not, he would probably cast Find Traps. Try to see if there's anything. I really don't know how that would work, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, you're
Going into it knowing it probably wouldn't work. If there was something that he
Okay.
could sense with this, it would probably be long gone by now anyways. He'd just use it. Just kind of looking around on the ground, everywhere.
Okay. I'm just reading the spell right now.
Right.
Artyom, was there anything you were doing? You're muted.
Mother. Yeah. Based on the additional information that I have of her being fond of different planes, I would like to further investigate the chart that she has of the planes one. And are these planes moving in this chart? Is it kind of...
Oh, it's not a chart. They are wooden spheres that are floating, like in the
Right.
center of the room around each other.
Right. So they are in motion and relative to each other and getting closer and further apart.
Yep.
Could I make a check to see if any of those particular planes were closer to the material plane, like a month ago or so?
Okay. So you want to try to rewind the timing of these things in your head to see if any of them may have been closer a month ago.
It's worth a shot to try and see like how they're moving, if maybe, or to go backwards if those might be a little bit close. I don't know how fast they're going or how slow they're going, so it's just the...
Right.
Hope our team's good at math.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what check this might be.
It's actually just like
It's totally
geometry.
survival for sure. Total survival. It's basically the same thing as like the moons, right? Just
sell me on a skill, Artyom.
I just assumed it would probably be knowledge arcana, honestly.
I am floating more towards just a raw intelligence check.
Sure. Same thing actually for me.
Oh, wonderful. Go ahead. Roll a calculus check, please.
Oh, it's my turn. It's
Natural
my
20?
turn. Yeah.
What the fuck? All right, well, dragon appears. I gotta.
Sure. Yeah, I'll fight. Let's go. Let's fight a dragon.
All right.
Let's go. Kaiju battle. Oh.
Jesus Christ. All right.
So 23.
23. Wonderful.
Winning.
Okay.
Dubs. Collect.
I'm gonna get back to you.
Okay.
Find traps reveals an alarm trap in the room. A little bit of investigating amongst your party here will reveal that there are alarms on the entrances into the room, including from the bay area, the bay doors, meaning that if someone entered or left through that window, that someone would be notified. If anyone entered or left through the main doors, someone is notified. That's what a find trap gives you. And just to connect some information, since we play every week, but this is just yesterday for your characters, Ezreal did not mention anything about anyone being notified about leaving or entering the room overnight. What was the investigation check for your drone?
Only a 17 with an 18 on the dice.
17. It finds a fairly nice ship. I mean, I say fairly nice. It's like one of the Lyrandar fleet ships down here. It seems fairly regularly used but nothing that reveals like any nefarious information. It does reveal that this is typically used for like business trips and such. So you have a bunch of different documents for like information and what's the word I'm looking for? Just like paperwork of getting into different ports and such around all of Corvair. So this looks like a ship, and it's mostly for this ship in particular, looks like local areas. So maybe she just doesn't get out and fly in an airship everywhere. Maybe sometimes she just like wants to stay a little bit low key and go to a local area if necessary.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
That's kind of the vibe
less
you're
of like an emergency bouncing vehicle and more of a casual use private dock.
Right.
Gotcha.
Business use sort of deal.
Okay.
It's like this is what she wants to do when she just doesn't want a lot of people bothering her, or she needs to go to a meeting that maybe needs to be kept confidential.
So, and then one other thing I wanted to bring up before we bounce back away is I know I said I was using sea invisibility. I just wanted to remind you, in case it was relevant, that does allow me to see fully onto the ethereal plane.
Yep.
Creatures, objects, passageways, etc. Okay, just making sure that I didn't want if anything had been forgotten.
Yeah, I don't want the ghosts that currently surround you right now are all very rich ghosts that are just here basking in the sun.
Roger.
There's nothing that
Ghost I want to be.
right. There's nothing that you're seeing on the ethereal plane that is currently jumping out at you.
Awesome, thanks.
Okay.
You haven't determined whether or not that natural 20 was successful.
Mhm.
So, since it does seem like it might be an important roll, I went ahead and rolled my D12 on it to bump it up to a 31.
You fucking Christ.
Let's go.
You know, I think Otto and Milo have both had moments in this campaign where the numbers start flying through the air as they figure out some math problem. I don't know if Artyom has had that moment, but it is happening now as spheres get rewound in your head at the moment. And we're actually going to go over to our battle map really quickly.
Oh, no.
No,
Yeah!
not our battle map, but if you will please look at the stream because we're going to pull up something for you to look at.
Violence. Probably not, but still.
A gif of a fist.
Oh shit.
Artyom,
What is that?
as you're looking at these spheres, you see each one of these spheres have a different symbol on them. The symbols floating around each other are the top 4. There is one central one that is not moving. That is the dragon symbol, sits in the center and not moving. After moments of serendipity of just a brilliant moment of tracking for Artyom, you find that the third symbol down, the sort of T with the circle and the 2 lines below the circle, would have been the one closest to the center sphere at that time. If anyone else rolls a natural 20 today, I'm chopping off fingers or something, guys.
I just rolled a 9 on something, so you're good for now.
Does that symbol mean anything to Artyom?
You can roll a knowledge arcana check.
Sure.
Oh.
Hell yeah, brother, man.
Natural 1.
Yeah, I was gonna see
There we go.
history, but is it all Arcana?
Balance in all things.
The dice gods giveth, and the dice gods taketh
You have
away.
No clue.
Hey, Otto!
Crowley, you were saying something?
I was gonna say, is it Arcana only, or is it history too?
It's arcana.
May I look?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to go ahead and roll a knowledge arcana check?
Not a 20, but a 19. Plus 12.
15 plus 12 for a... I hate high levels. I'm just kidding. It's fun. I just gotta
We
raise
dab on 'em.
all DCs eventually.
Yeah, it's 31.
Well,
I just want the
well,
DM to
it's a
count.
DC 90, so...
Oh, well, that's fine.
31 is very good.
I took 2 levels in cleric so I could summon a god or whatever, you know.
2.
With a 31,
Yeah.
if you will continue looking at the screen here. Wait a minute. No! Well, there's that, I guess. Of course, I messed it up. Don't look at the screen yet, actually. There you go.
Oh my god, I was looking.
Cover your eyes. Cover your ears.
Just,
I have 2
just
screens.
stab them
DM.
out.
So, Crowley, looking at the symbols here, you would know that these are names of the planes, each symbol corresponding to the name that is beside it. For our purposes, not the Shining Vanguard, but our purposes in this room, you would know that Thelanis is the Feywild, Don V is the plane of order, Serania is the plane of air, and Akor is the plane of water. And the dragon between is what you stand on right now. It is Eberron. It is the material plane. A little
Just
bit
to
of
clarify, Thelanis was Feywild.
Correct. Don V was the plane of order.
Okay, that's all I needed.
Okay.
You said the T one was the one that was closest to the Dargan. So, as in the one you said Serania, right?
Correct.
Which was the plane of air.
Plane of air.
So Crowley will just place a finger on it, and these are different planes. Feywild, Order, Air, Water, Eberron.
Would Otto, since his his dragonfly is having to do the search by itself because it's too far away, could Otto try and follow up on her notes to figure out what she was researching, like how to extrapolate what she was looking into based on the nature of the materials she has available? I mean, it was clearly planar in nature. Could he try and delve some specifics, like, based on this, it seems she was looking into whatever project?
I think Otto would already have there's no sort of project. Everything that she has is very, and Artyom would be able to convey this to you because he's already looked at these books, and him showing you the small books and stuff like this is more basic than what Milo would have gotten at like Moorgrave, right? Like this is all basic information about these planes and very like, I don't want to say dramatized, but it's like Discovery Channel would be, right? It's made for presentation and made to make it seem wonderful. These places, like it's very dangerous, but it goes into like some of the dangers of existing. But it shows very much the extremes of them and not a lot of the like nitty gritty that Milo and Otto got a part of.
Right, I guess he was just trying to say, figure out where the focus of her personal interest was based on what particular materials and notes may have been around.
Yeah, the of the books that he got, like I said, the interest and stuff that he got were wide and varied. There was no particular one that was more well loved than the other, and it was like just a couple of books about the planes, these particular planes in total.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I let the party know. All right, well, Crowley, if that's the plane of air, then that's where the one was closest whenever she disappeared. So whatever we do with that, if she tried to hitch a ride to the plane of air, then I guess that makes sense. Yeah, Air Genasi and all of that, right?
Kids in Air Genasi, plane of air.
Perhaps the biggest clue in the room. He stands over
That
6
guy.
feet and 200 pounds. Azure.
Does it make sense?
Which one of these names
I guess-
you've gone to?
I might have forgot, but did we ever ask what race Azur's mom was?
Well, we can
She's
ask
not
Azure
the
right
same
now.
as Azure?
Not how that works.
Not how that works.
Not how Genasi work, yeah. That shit can just pop up. Shit just happens.
Anyone who has any knowledge of the houses themselves, like the Barris knowledge, would know that Baroness Esravash would be a half-elf.
Half elf.
Let me see. Interesting.
Okay, so, well, you know what? Let me. Cool. 7. So, Azure, do you know who your male?
Quick look around to make sure there aren't any other people aside from the Shining.
Do you know who your father is by chance?
Who's your daddy?
Not directly, but I was told some sort of, and puts up, kind of, shrug shoulders. Genie? Dijin? Type?
Oh. All right.
He's
And
first generation Genasi.
Okay.
Oh, snap.
somehow, boop. Interesting.
I wish for a child.
Okay, Jones.
I mean,
how old are you, Azure?
87.
Not that
You look pretty good for your age.
26-ish.
Ish.
Wait, how many years have it been? Yeah, I gotta check.
26-ish. Okay. Hey, Otto, do you think if you were seeing how these things are moving, you could maybe... Because I eyeballed it, and I'm sure that this one was the plane of air was the closest whenever she went missing. Could you tell which was the closest 26 years ago? Plus 9 months, give or take?
Holy shit. Bro, we're doing this.
Oh.
We're going deep.
Is that
A deep dive.
nature, arcana, history? What you want me to roll?
Big intelligence.
I had Artyom do an intelligence check.
Okay, that caught me off guard.
Accurate.
I had Artyom do just a raw intelligence check. For 26 years ago, Otto, you know what? I'll give you a chance.
I'm just saying, knowledge arcana under D&D Beyond says questions about the planes are under arcana.
Right, but this isn't about the planes. This is math.
I know.
This
I'm
is
just
simple.
teasing.
Like this is I say simple. This is complex calculus equations that you're doing in your head.
Pure
Well-
math. Bro, where's the calculator? Somebody get out the
What-
TI-84.
Hey, what do you mean in his head? He can break out them tools.
Would those kinds of things be recordable data like, oh, okay, well, this is, it's March, so airplane's closer, they're in March. Or like every 26 months the airplane gets in close.
I tell you what, you roll knowledge arcana, DC 20, fairly low for you, to not look. Wait a minute, hold up, don't get excited yet.
Hold on. Whoa. Simmer down.
Fuck your optimism, I'm gonna ruin it one way or the other.
Dang.
You roll a knowledge arcana check, DC 20, fairly low check for you to see if you know when what months of the year the planes are closer. Okay. With a successful DC 20, you get that knowledge. It will lower your DC for your raw intelligence check for the math equation that will be otherwise impossible to do without that information.
25.
25. Wonderful. Okay. All right. Wonderful. Roll me an 18 or above on an intelligence check. Not including your bonus. I mean on the dice, an 18 or above.
While he's rolling that, Jones, you should check Facebook real quick.
Would a flash of genius lower that to a 13 or above?
I won't say it'll lower it, but it will bump you up. Just tell me the total. So your DC is going to be 23 or higher.
Don't forget about inspiration if you haven't used it.
Also, your inspiration, which
Oh shit!
Flash of Genius is a limited resource.
Is that D10 on inspiration?
D12.
12.
Or
D12.
D12.
It went up on level 15. Ooh.
Hell yeah. And when we hit level 30, it'll be a D20.
That's what Jones
That's what he said. He committed.
That's what he said.
Committed.
Yeah, I'll commit to it right
26.
now. 26.
26 without flash of genius, but I did have to use my inspiration. So
Okay. Auto goes in standby mode. What are you guys doing in this time frame? You're running 26 years of calculations right now.
Oh, no, I get
I'm gonna
it.
say
I get
you
it.
are
We're fine.
completely incapacitated.
That's
Still
fine. I
checking
know you
out
just
that
want
window.
you want to get me and my plus 20 out of here for a while. I got it. It's fine.
Otto's eye lights dim as once you ask him that question.
Shit.
Kind of curious as to where it goes.
Nope.
Okay, well, he's thinking about that. Did anybody else find out? What did the diary say, or the journal, or?
Nothing specific, but I mostly got that she was feeling trapped.
Oh, okay.
It's fair.
So not a kidnapping for sure then.
Probably not.
All right.
Maybe she got tired of her baroness duties and said, "Shoop."
Well,
to go.
the Ezreal said that she'll sometimes be prone to skipping town for a few days, but always coming back. So maybe she just skipped town for a few days and it turned into a few weeks for some reason that we now need to go rescue her from.
Great success. Cannot forward. Jones, Jones DM, there anything about these windows?
Yes, I'm so sorry. I got trapped
Your
with
winders.
30 years
you're
of
fine.
math equations.
I figured this is probably a largely pointless investigation, but I'm still gonna try.
Please do roll it. I'm gonna say roll me 2 checks. One is an investigation, and the other is a perception. Please.
I think they're the same bonus.
Okay.
Oh no. I'm slightly more wise than I am smart. So, one do. The purple is the wisdom. The white is perception. Roll them both. Okay. Dirty 20 investigation and a 19 perception.
Very nice.
Yeah, 18 to 16.
Dab. Looking at this sort of stained glass murals, these beautiful like clouds that are moving on glass and just causing this splash of colors across the room. Your investigation reveals that there are, of the plethora of multicolored clouds that are on these bay windows, there are 4 colors in total. There's
4 colors.
Golden, there is emerald green, there is light blue, and there's dark blue.
I'm saying I've heard that green is a bad color. The no color.
You haven't. Gandalin may have.
Bad color. Okay, so you said golden, emerald green, light blue, and dark blue.
Correct.
Are they that's just the general color palette of
Correct.
the whole thing?
That is the, like, you see repeating clouds of that color as they sort of move and dance across this window pane.
Okay. Are they moving in any particular pattern, or just seem to be like preset, like, ooh, natural clouds moving across like simulation?
Yeah, no. After a few moments of watching it with a dirty 20, they are moving in a pattern. It's like the DVD screen that bounces back and forth in a
Oh God. And did they ever hit the corner? Damn it!
Never hits the corner.
I hate it here. Break the window. Okay.
But they do move, and it's not perfect, but it does dance sort of irregularly. But
Do those
then
colors
sort of,
align with are the balls? Do they have, are those colored at all?
they're not.
They're
They're
not, okay.
polished wooden spheres. But
They're
with
just
that
polished wood,
perception check,
Okay.
sort of following the streams of light into the room, you do see, as these colors sort of splash across this cosmological across the room, they also too splash across this representation. And at certain moments, certain spheres are under certain colors.
Oh God. For long periods of time, or just like they cross paths as they're moving around?
They
Kinda
do.
deal.
Yeah, no, they cross paths, and you think for like few seconds. I want to say no more than about 10 seconds. Does it hover in any light, and then once more it goes back.
Does anything about the orbs seem to change during those time periods where they are interlapping with the light?
You walk away from the windows, go back to the orbs. Otto is just incapacitated, looking sort of in the air at the moment.
Just kind of looks up, and then continues about what he was doing.
Sure. Looking at the spheres, give me another perception check.
Another percepty. I'm gonna use my bardic inspiration.
Shit. Okay.
better. 14.
14.
Went from out of 4 on the D20. It was bad.
Nothing visually seems to change about these spheres themselves.
Okay. Interesting. Do do certain colors seem to always intersect with the same orbs, or is it random at all? Does it always seem like the same colors intersect with the same orbs?
No, there are moments where they dance under different lights.
Mhm.
With your 19, you rolled a dirty 20 on the investigation check.
Yeah, dirty 20 on investigation, 19 on the original perception.
With
yeah.
a dirty 20 on the investigation check, I'll say the times that they seem to linger the longest are under certain colors. And with that,
Okay.
I'll reveal my last slide that was revealed secondly on the battle map here.
Okay.
Those are the colors that line up at longer intervals than the others.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. I will draw attention. I'll just kind of look at Otto a couple times. He just seems to not be able to just explain to those present that these specific colors from the windows. I do not know if it means anything, but these colors do seem to linger on these representations of the planes at intervals.
Otto, you snap back into existence. Fucking Christ.
Excellent.
9 months before, about 26 years ago, around this time frame, right, would have been around these months that you're in right now. Late winter, early spring.
You will communicate that and settle things around to reflect that.
Okay.
All right, so we probably have a pretty good idea then. I guess this is kind of coming together. That maybe she went to elemental plane of air to see Azura's, or I mean, maybe to just go back. Maybe she likes. Maybe she could visit there all the time for all I know. What did she say? Anything about that in the diary?
From the readings, it does not mention anything about traveling to different planes.
Okay. Maybe she has maybe this is fake diary. She has like a secret diary that has the more juicy stuff in it.
I was going to say, based off your insight check, this is very clearly a diary that if anybody does found, it does not have any damning evidence of her or House Lear.
Oh, yeah. She probably, if she had juicy diary, she probably took it with her. Why would you leave it here?
If we think that, if we are certain that she has gone to the plane of air, how would she have gotten there?
This might be a question for Ezreal. Maybe if she, presuming, right? Well, I mean, if Azura's father is a djinn of some kind, could have just asked for a ride. I don't know how that works. Are there, is it mostly just books and maps and stuff like that? Or are there actual trinkets or souvenirs or anything like that from different places that seem like they might be on display or anything like that?
High or low, aren't you?
Always high.
Whoa! That's my boy.
53.
Ooh!
That's technically high. Let's go.
Skating it in by a split ass there on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
the
various things sort of lining the shelves in between the books and stuff, sort of breaking up the monotony of the books, various trinkets or portraits, stuff like that around the room.
I'm going to try and see if there's maybe some way I can investigate ones that might be more attuned with air and see if that might lead to whatever. Might lead to some clues. Or if maybe I might be able to, like if they're magical things in nature, if I could maybe detect that they're from a different plane or something like that, if I cast detect magic.
Yeah, Crowley already cast detect magic.
Oh,
So
right.
there's nothing necessarily magical in on these shelves, other than there's a general magical presence for like mage hands that put up scattered books and
Right.
stuff like that, or just organizes the book. So if one of you like moves a book to the wrong place, you will see that book physically like float out of the fucking shelf and then get placed back into its correct spot. But give me an knowledge arcana check. 5. I didn't hear you, but I saw your hand.
Yeah, 5.
Okay. They're just trinkets. None of them speak to you more so than the others.
Gotcha.
When the light is lingering, are they lingering on multiple of the balls at the same time, or does it seem like they linger one at a time? Is there like any kind of pattern to where this one is getting more time in its color than this one, and then this one, like that kind of thing?
Paying a little bit more close attention to it, sitting right here, the sphere with the symbol for Serrania definitely seems to linger in that blue light a lot more.
Mhm.
At the like,
Right, but when it's lingering in its blue light, are any of the others also in their light? Or does it seem like one is in its light at a time?
the lingering seems to be the difference. There are some, just based off of how many clouds are on the bay window itself, that pass
Right.
through their colors, but the lingering
But
is
like
sort
the
of
lingering
right.
is one at a time. Yeah, okay.
That's the way it looks.
Okay. And then these symbols are like carved onto these wooden balls.
Mhm.
It's like when the Serrania one is like lingering inside, I just kind of want to like poke it.
You want to poke it?
Yeah.
You want
Just
to
like-
touch it?
Boop.
Okay.
It's man about to be televised.
All right.
That's what I'm fishing for. Yeah.
Let's see. Who is next to you? You. Artyom was there. Otto was there. Kaushik, welcome. I know you're fighting
I
some
feel like
demons.
I'm getting debated.
I'm going to place you next to these cosmological events, or this sort of cosmological representation nearby as well for right now. You can tell me if you do not like that or if you do like that. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Do you want to be near them or not?
Sure.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, all of you please roll strength saving throws.
Oh shit.
Saving throw.
Okay.
So no,
Pretty
never mind.
I'm a pretty strong boy.
Well,
Who all's rolling the strength saving throws?
All of you.
Rolled really bad, but that's still a 19. It's weird having a character with good strength. This is foreign to me.
19?
9.
9,
15.
15,
Also 15.
15.
No plus 20s to the strength saving throw, unfortunately.
You get
Roll
expertise
bad.
in your saving throws.
Thanks.
No plus anything for my strength saving.
A 4.
4. Azur,
23. Thanks to inspiration.
23. Very nice.
wait, do I get inspiration?
You do get inspiration. A
Give
D12
it a
if you would like to use it.
Does the 15 pass or fail before I use this
You
inspiration?
have to roll it before you
I-
know if it
Shut
passes.
up, kid.
Are you rolling it?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you roll a d12 or did you roll a d10?
She's got to
I
roll a
haven't rolled
D12.
anything yet, but I'm about to roll a d12. My total's now 17. I rolled a 2.
Woo!
Okay.
Yeehaw.
All right. Everybody with the exception of Azur. You poke this button.
It's a button now?
You poke this sphere. Slip of the tongue. And nothing happens in front of you.
Okay, cool.
But you do hear the shattering of glass behind you.
Shit.
As you see one of the light blue clouds sort of explode outwards into the air. And all of you, with the exception of Zur, who has grabbed onto an oaken bedpost right now, are pulled through this window and out.
Fuck.
Azur, you have just enough time to see as your friends are pulled out into the ether that in the windows below, in the doors below, they don't fall anywhere. They don't go, they're not, it's not like they're pulled outside and they're thrown to the ground. They're just out in the air somewhere.
Whoops.
What did I come into? Good God.
I solved the puzzle. That's what you walked into.
Azur, what are you doing? The shatters of glass begin piecing themselves back together. Azur, what are you doing?
You know what? I'm about to be left behind, so I guess I'm...
The glass closes back together as you are ejected out into space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you today.
Great success.
I just
Good
need
job,
to
guys.
see which one of you are going to hit first.
Ow. I'm heaviest, if that makes any... probably the heaviest, I think.
And you did
20
press the
con,
button.
full plate. You know, I'm a big boy.
You were all immediately ejected into infinite airspace.
Oh, shit.
Blue sky surrounds you on all sides. There is no ground. There is no evidence of a sun in the sky, although everything around you is brightly lit. That is until you collide with wood.
Ow.
About all of you, one of you, Crowley, as you collide with this wood, you pull your face back to see yourselves on the side of a ship. Crowley, you pull your face back to be at the bow of this ship on the front, where there is a wooden sculpture of what looks like a rubber duck.
God damn it.
That has been on the front, and what looks to be a barrel in the mouth of this wooden duck of some sort. I would like everybody to please roll me an athletics or an acrobatics check of your choice to steady yourselves on this ship or fall.
29.
Do fly speeds come into play in this at all?
Yeah. I'll just say use your fly speed. Make it at it. Still make a check. Make it at advantage if you have some sort of fly speed.
DM.
Thank
20.
God.
Natural 20. There's your nat 20. Now nobody can roll a natural 20 forever.
I
Dirty
almost did.
20.
It's not going to stop me.
You said dirty 20?
24.
24.
With advantage, it's a 17.
21.
All right. All successes, able to pull yourself or steady yourself onto the ship, where there are a plethora of faces to meet you. One standing behind the helm, the wheel, looking a bit confused as to what just ran into his ship, a humanoid looking down on you, sort of long white beard and white hair tied back in the robes. And another familiar face. Pip, if you would please describe your character.
So can you hear me?
We can.
Okay, great. So, for those unfamiliar, Pip is about like 5'2", 5'3", spunky, dirty blonde hair pulled up at a high ponytail, just kind of like some casual leathers, bright like aqua green blue eyes, just like a little bundle of energy, just kind of bouncing around talking to her buddy.
Pip, as you're discussing your plans with Zod, your ship is assaulted with people. Fired like cannonballs, they spatter on the side of your ship, and to your horror, it is the Shining Vanguard, and they have chased you down
Yes.
Wait a minute. Two of us are not recognized.
Some of the Shining Vanguard plus two other folk that you do not recognize. That is correct. And the armored one looks a little bit different.
He's shinier. Vanguardier.
Wait, shinier.
Does Pip look like Pip from Sharn?
Yeah. Her clothes are a little different, but essentially the
okay.
same.
I didn't know she was a different person entirely.
No, she's looking the same. Yep. In mid-argument, like, I understand. I get it, but what was I supposed to do? The fucker called Phil a fart. I couldn't let it stand. What the? Jesus. And Joseph. Me boat. What the? Oh, shit.
Clambering to his feet, I'm guessing. Otto will. Hello! It is excellent to meet you.
Who are you? And what you doing on my boat?
That's a good question.
Didn't you try to double cross us the last time? Yeah, Pip, right?
No. Her name's
It's
Rebecca.
Bacon, the druid. It's the druid who's the chef, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, I did. Sorry about that. It was, business. Just work. Following orders, all that.
I'm gonna climb over. I think a favor is owed.
A favor? Oh, you mean for not dying when you tried to kill me?
For letting you live.
You threatened to kill me. I jumped, and it worked out. But yeah, it's all work and all that. What brings you here? How did you end up in my boat?
Attempted murder aside, could you tell us where we are at?
You're in the plane of air.
Yeah, exactly. We're in the plane of air where we meant to go.
You're on mission. The last one. This is my buddy Zod.
Hello, everyone.
And nice to meet you, Zod.
I like your voice.
Yours as well.
Very deep.
So, how did you wind up in the elemental? Crowley, you tried to kill her? Hey, I thought you could catch up with her.
Oh, we crashed a vehicle together, and then she ran off. Don't you remember?
After your little friend here, Kaushik, she did. She's a talented girl. She put me in a hold. Yeah, and your boy Crowley was asking the dwarves to kill me.
Well, neither of them are here to confirm that lie, but moving on.
Okay.
Kaushik is hostility.
I don't recall this happening.
Well,
Nor do I.
Okay.
we bumped into Pip here in Sharn, and we were doing some deals to try to get some magic items, and some things went south, and some things were stolen from people that are stealing things, so.
Yeah.
Friends, I have
yeah.
an excellent idea. How about we not try and kill each other at this time?
I do like this
Agree.
idea.
That's a
I
I agree. So, and who are you, sir? I'm sorry. I know, Mr. Crowley, is that right? Did I remember correctly? And I remember Kaushik. She's my girl. She's so lovely. And the hot druid, who's a good chef. Yeah. But these other people, I don't know you. And we're dwarves. Where are your boys?
I am Automated Battle Platform Mark III, but you can call me Otto.
She goes to kind of shake his hand.
Very
Otto?
enthusiastic. Shakes your hand.
Wait, you sound like the wee dweeb boy. He was so sweet.
That
We
is
did
my
spend-
father.
Your father. Oh, where's your father now then? I would
We
like
don't
to
know.
have it. You don't know. Oh,
I would like to find him at some point, but we're busy.
all right. Well, maybe we can have a wee drink when we find him. And the other gentleman.
He does not hold his liquor very well at all.
No, he did not. Not if I recall correctly.
So why are you here on business for the?
Oh no. Well, I mean, it's kind of about Zod. I don't know. Is it business? pleasure. Who can tell?
Well,
But not for Sharn. No,
she
not for the
collided with my
Boromars.
ship very much like, well, sort of, in a strange way. I found her.
Oh, it's true. He saved me. He caught me.
All right. So, okay, cool. We're looking for someone. As that's why we're here. We came to find where they're at. Where do people usually hang out here in the plane of air if they come from this spot? What is
We
the
were
next
headed-
closest town?
We were headed to the Nocturne Market to try to
Purchase things, I would assume, or sell.
Yes.
Yes,
That-
yes. Yes. See, we have a gift. Actually, we were going to deliver a gift at the Nocturne Market. I don't know, Zod. Do you think that might be a good place for them to start? I'm not so sure.
He like does a quick sidebar with you, Pip. Like gets as quiet as Zod can be. Sort of like leans it into you. We need to be sure that we can actually get into the market first, right?
Right, it's been months, right? I mean, and it was just a little fight. I didn't even kill him. But I mean, and he insulted Phil. What was I supposed to do? She can see sense. And she might like the Stein, right? She loves to tell the stories. And the Stein will help her, like, fluff him up a little bit. Eh? I'll even say sorry.
Apologizing when you have
horror.
done somewhat. Oh, sorry.
A look of horror comes over Zod's face, like you have just slapped him almost.
It's one time.
I'm
Don't
not here
think I'm
to
gonna make a
judge.
habit of it. just
After
felt
Pip
like
finished her
wait.
sentence, Otto would just say, apologizing after you have done someone wrong is a good thing.
Hey, it's a matter of perspective, my young iron lad. No, I did nothing wrong, but we need to get to the market. There's somebody we need to talk to there. We have things to do. So, if you'd like to accompany us, Zod, what do you think? Can you put him to work on the ship?
While they're having that sidebar, I will let Broom.
We'll have our sidebar.
I'll let Broom and Azura know, of course, in turn mentally. Pretty sure these people are thieves. Keep everything that you want to not get stolen in the place that can't get stolen. Everyone else is fully aware of the situation. Just so they're in the loop of going like, oh, I'll just put my things
How
down
many
over
other
here, and then
people-
you'll never see them again.
How many other people are on this boat aside from Pip and Zod?
So you see Pip, Zod, and 4 other folks of various flying races. A couple of air, like an Air Genasi, Aarakocra, actually 5. I'm sorry, 4 that are on the deck of the ship right now. You see sort of aside from Pip and Zod themselves, varying flying races. One of them a rather beefy air elemental that looks like he has ripped off one of the Scorpion ballistas, and just is sort of carrying it at the moment. Yeah, he's beefy air.
I respect us. Nod.
who is pointing it at the group, albeit anyone with any sort of ranged capabilities knows, like, he's holding it very off right now, and it's probably not going to hit anyone because it's a Scorpion, but
It's about intimidation.
yeah.
Pardon me, sir. Please allow me to show you how to hold that in a more effective manner.
I don't know why I'm doing crazy eyes. They're air, but they're air crazy eyes. As he's, I'm all right. Thank you.
Fair enough.
He tilts the
I'd be-
barrel further down, like at your feet at that moment.
All right,
At
so
this
what?
night market, would there
Yeah.
be? Is there anybody who stays there by the name of Delirandar? Recently.
Pip, give me a history check.
Ooh. History check.
Awesome.
It's not gonna be much. Let me see what we can read up to. History. Oh, okay. So is it 12?
Okay, 12's not bad. While you're not familiar with, you're familiar with the name Lyrindar in the sense that they are back on the material plane, your place of origin, and they control like the airships and stuff like that. And you're pretty sure some like the sailing vessels. But other than that, you have no clue. You don't know the name of the Baron with a 12, and you don't know why they would be here.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You might have seen her. She's with, House Lerendar, and Artyom will just have his head shapeshift in complexity and hair length and gender as he just transforms his face into Azir's mom. Still the same voice. She looks like this. You've seen this face anywhere around.
Doesn't look familiar. Pip.
We'll mimic it. Yeah, Pip will mimic it like this.
Oh,
Looks like this.
there you go. That's the one.
Artyom like
Steps
pauses in
back.
the middle of his sentence, like I probably just fucked up real big at some point. Like that's probably going to come around and bite me in the ass. That now Pip has this face to use somewhere here. Okay, cool.
Hello, I'm the Baroness of House Lyrindar, and I would demand entrance to wherever your valuables are located.
Zod, I don't know. Not so familiar, I don't think. Zod, have you? I mean, not sober, I've noticed.
No, this person does not look familiar.
I know, but to be fair, we haven't been in the nocturne market for a wee minute.
That is an
Can I
unspecific amount of time.
Can I insight check that one to see if have I
Goddamn.
ever been into the market?
I mean, that's between you two.
Sure.
19.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, they've absolutely been there.
Cool. All right.
At least once.
Oh, cool. Even better. All right.
Speaking
So-
of, here it is. As you all
Holy shit.
turn around, and what you see is sort of confusing to the eyes, as it looks like someone has cut out a piece of space in this bright blue expanse and has simply placed a layer of stars and darkness in the middle of it. This sort of floating space in here, the Nocturne Market. Sun does not shine once you enter this area, but as the ship flies into this, and Zod sort of beckons his hand out as you're sailing into it, you find sort of nestled on a cloud in this twilight expanse, the Nocturne Market. Smells of various baked goods reach your nose from afar, as well as bright lights and tents beneath you, a very lively place. And then behind you once more, behind you, Pip and Zod in particular, familiar old tinny voice sort of rings out from behind you as you turn around and see a brass dragonborn, very old with an elongated neck, spectacles placed at the tip of her nose. Dressed in these fine silken like blue and teal and midnight purple robes, carrying a lacquered black staff with a golden moon, crescent moon on top of it. Looks at you. Amal looks at you and says, "I'm pretty sure I banned you from this marketplace." And that's where we're going to go on break. So, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for playing with me. I'm having a blast. We're going to take a quick bio break really quickly, and then we're going to get right back into this. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Drop a follow if you haven't. Drop a sub if you're enjoying what you're seeing, and we'll be right back. Much love.
Facts. Wow.
And hello, everybody. Welcome back to you and to us, all of the same people that were here a few minutes ago, for the most part. We are going to continue across Eberron. Our friends here have found some evidence that the missing Baroness of House Lyrandar, the biological mother of Azur, has somehow, or maybe gone to, well, they found out somehow, but has maybe gone to the plane of air, Serrania. And after Brune, the button pusher, the Unshackled, we're gonna add some names as we continue on his arc here with the Shining Vanguard. Pressed on a button at an opportune time, opened up a portal into the plane of air, and then our Shining Vanguard was deposited onto a ship. The last one is the ship's name, by the way. And after doing so, they have met an old, familiar face for sure, friendly maybe not so much, but in the form of Pip, the changeling that they met so long ago in Sharn, who had done a bit of double crossing, but now finds herself on a ship in the plane of air. We now tune back in to our heroes here on the deck of the last one. And Pip, behind you and Zod, stands, as I said, a golden dragonborn, very old, very an elongated neck with a couple of spectacles sitting on her nose, the sort of golden tendrils hanging down, the teal and purple robes across her old form, as well as a black lacquered staff with a golden crescent moon on top. A maw has appeared behind you. As she looks at both of you through her spectacles and her very, very unamused eyes. I believe I banned you from this marketplace. And here you are. She narrows her eyes at both of you. Pip, I'm going to leave this on you so I don't have to roleplay with myself as Zod and Ama.
The Pip's looking at Zod, and I got a feeling he's like...
Zod looks back at you and
Zod,
shrugs.
it's your fault. So Pip's very subtly, like if you're watching, you don't really notice what's happened, but her features kind of soften. Her eyes get a little bit bigger, you know, a little bit more kind of like the puppy look or whatever. And it's like, oh, how are you? It's been a while since we've seen ya.
You are met with cold silence.
Brought you a present. And in a bag. It's like a very kind of like clearly like childish kind of thing. She had used her paint box to try to like paint a bow on it or whatever. It looks ridiculous and terrible. And she like pulled it out like a kid and just like, I brought you a present.
She cautiously
By way of
holds out her hand, holds her face back as she like almost is suspicious that it may explode. After it doesn't, she looks inside, and what does she see?
she sees a wooden stein. Like it's got some little decorations. You see Pip tried to spruce it up a little bit, right? But essentially it is a storyteller stein, right? So it looks like it has been used a great deal. And Pip is like, I thought you'd like it to help you with your storytelling, because I know you do enjoy telling stories around the fire in the evenings. I heard about it and I thought of you immediately, Emma. I knew we had to get it and we had to bring it to you. You were first on my mind.
I know you and I have had conversations about the legitimacy of this item, and Pip is not sure if this is a legitimate storyteller's mug or not. So, Stacy, high or low?
Sugar. Oh, high. Always high.
Always high.
Oh, please let it be. Oh.
The dice gods reward the faithful.
Oh, geez, Louise, it's fake. Oh my God.
Sometimes they don't.
I will let you know that I have rolled out of a possible 100 a 9.
Oh, sweet Mother Mary.
Ama looks
My
at
dog
it
is a guest.
for a moment, takes it on the railing, and it just sort of, as she cracks it down on the railing of the ship, the cheap imitation mug splinters into pieces, and she just sort of holds the splintered mug back up to you. I think that you may have stolen this from the wrong person.
That is unfortunate.
and drops it back into the box.
Deal exactly, but you were in my mind, and it just shows how much I think of you and how much I really wanted to try to bring you something to make up to you for our little misunderstanding. And she's
Zod
puffing,
will
like Puss in Boots. Eyes.
Zod will elbow you a little bit at this point. Says, "Don't forget the apology."
And I wanted to tell you, full Puss in Boots, just little kitten eyes. And I wanted to say, that I apologize for breaking your rules. And I will try my very hardest to follow all the rules if you'll let us come back.
Okay.
Try my very hardest. She's got a hairball in her throat.
Pip is secretly a cat, actually. I would
That's pretty
you don't have to tell me which one you're rolling, but I am going to request either a deception check or a persuasion check. Your choice.
okay. Let's see what's better. Oh.
I have a feeling I know which one's better. I just need to know which one Pip is actually doing.
Okay, let's see. I'm trying to look. They seem like they would be the same. And see if I got anything extra that'll help me out. Oh. Yeah, I think. Hang on. Oh. I'm trying to use all the things that I've learned. I'm trying to see if reliable talent's gonna help me any. Does reliable talent help me any?
I think reliable talent helps
If you are
with-
proficient
if you're
in
proficient.
something, you basically can't roll below a 10.
Oh, pudding. Okay, I'm not proficient in deception. So, all right. Well, this is gonna have to. Okay. All right. This is Chris's dice. If this is jacked up, it's totally Chris's fault. But if it's wonderful,
Yep.
him all the credit.
I don't know if I
All
would
the credit.
trust something related to Chris
Okay.
on a dice roll.
I know, right? Typically, no. But it is an yes, it is an 18 on the dice,
Let's
and I
go.
have plus 13, so 31.
Oh, shit.
And
Good
do you
job,
want me
Chris.
to tell you what it
Never mind.
was?
I take it back.
Good job, Chris. Yes. Do you want me to tell you what it was?
That's
Or
for
no,
you to
doesn't
live
matter.
with.
Okay.
If you lied to
It's good
this,
with it.
if you lied to this old lady, that has to live in your conscience, not on mine.
It's cool.
Uh,
She's good.
Ama will approach you slowly, sort of looking behind over her spectacles at you. Any troubles out of you? Or your compatriots back here? I will expel you from the market. Just waving from the general group.
Sup?
You'll be expelled from the market. Forcefully.
That sounds unpleasant.
It is. Immensely so.
It does not feel good. I thank you so much, Amal. We greatly appreciate you giving us the second chance and welcoming us back to the allowing us back to the market.
As you're sort of speaking and continuing your appeasement to Ama, she begins groaning in the middle of your statement, and as she does, it sort of fades into existence, and so too does she, as just twinkles of stars are left behind where she was standing,
Right.
and she's gone.
Hide. Good. Just turns to Zod. Like, see, I told you it'd be fine. You didn't trust me. I told you it'd be fine. It's fine. It's always fine. Yeah. You though. She turns around, and now her face is like back to normal, maybe a little like sharp, even. Dude, how did we get to be responsible for you?
We fell through a window onto your boat.
Right.
Jesus. It's one of those, if you save somebody, you're responsible for them or something.
Yes, in my experience.
We look forward to being in your care, Pip.
Great.
Crowley's gonna walk up and hold out a hand. All's forgiven.
She puts out her hand. It was business, but now business is behind us, eh?
New business ahead. Shakes hand. I want to take her identity, DM.
How does that work for a changeling?
Yeah, that is an interesting question, isn't it?
Then I'll be a changeling.
Do you grab her like true changeling form, which is like the gray like amount, like just kind of vague silhouette?
Give me all of her identity. She's mine.
No. I'm gonna say the identity that lies beneath whatever Pip shows. So yeah, no, I like the idea that the true face of Pip isn't what she's wearing currently, much like the true face of Crowley isn't the current face on the mask. As you pull back, you do see sort of an without distinguishing features, gray face, sort of silvery gray face with darkness around the eyes and just pure white eyes as it.
That's what I wanted to see. Yes, and I also take the captain's.
Okay, take Zod's.
How does that work?
All the medium creatures on this vessel, they're all mine.
How does Zod's work? Exactly, DM.
Let the tendrils of the web pull.
I need to know.
You don't need to know nothing. You don't know about this. Be quiet.
I didn't think about this, but no, these are good questions.
Do need to know because this is weird.
That's a good question. I'm going to say, for an odd reason, Zod's does not work. You'd go to pull out a face, and it does not pull back a face for you.
That's fine. And Zod was what again? He was an elemental?
He looks human.
He looks human.
If you had watched the one shot, you would know.
I run a campaign while y'all are one-shotting. Could never happen.
I went back and I watched the VOD. I was at a wedding.
I don't have a link.
Does it?
Y'all don't advertise the Facebook enough. I keep checking Facebook like you guys say.
It's all
Check
on YouTube.
MySpace.
You're checking the wrong Facebook, man. Clearly.
Y'all need to put the new link in.
It's at this moment after you two shake, Zod says, clasp you on the shoulder there, Pip, and says, well, have fun being responsible for your new friends. I'm going to go look. Looks at everybody else. For what we came here for. Have fun.
What was that?
That's suspicious.
All right, but don't this time. Don't be doing my head in, all right?
I don't know what that means. Okay.
I'm about torn. All right. All right, what are we doing? Since I have to babysit you, what are we doing? Who are we looking for? What do we have to do?
Otto touches his earpiece and sends her a message. Says, "You seem to be attempting to be surreptitious. What is it that you are looking for?"
Slow turn. That's all right, trick.
It was telepathic.
Yeah, that's what she's like. She's kind of turns her head. It's right, trick now. Can she answer in her head or no? It has to be out loud.
No, you can answer me.
Oh, okay. So like she's just kind of like, and in her head she's just like, "Don't you worry about it now, me wee Iron Man. It's all right." But
He's
that's
like
a pretty
6
good
foot
trick.
tall.
All right.
I like it. All right. And she turns to everybody. All right, come on. What are we doing now? What's the plan? Who are we looking for?
We already told you we're looking for just a normal member of House Lyrindar. She looks like this. Might be well known here. Might have not been through in quite a few years. Could have some run-ins with some gins. Do you know any gins out here?
No, we need you.
I mean,
4.
give me, God damn it, give me a quick history check there, Pip. Actually, I'm just gonna say a straight wisdom roll. So D20 plus your wisdom, because this is just you remembering the night that you were here.
Okay. Oh, that's a 6.
6. You were very drunk,
Nice.
so there could have been. You don't really remember a lot of faces. There was an Eric Kokra face that you remember, but that's just because your fist kept finding it over and over again.
Nice.
Well,
But
you know,
I will say, the Nocturne Market is a menagerie of different creatures. It is a mystic traveling market. It goes from places to places. It does not just stay here in the plane of air. So although a lot of the customers here today are denizens of the plane of air, denizens of Serania, which you guys would all be able to observe, a lot of the people that are behind tents and tables and the like are an eclectic group. You see orcs and dwarves and halflings and gnomes, dryads from the Feywild. You see a ton of different folk behind as the vendors.
Any tentacled monstrosities from Zoriat hanging out.
Give me a perception check.
This is delightfully multicultural.
It's fucking cocked. 19.
No tentacles that are actively exposed right now. Although you do see several figures in hoods concealing their identities.
Sus.
Maybe.
Hey, wouldn't my mask react to anything if there was?
Once you get closer, maybe.
Good question.
I'm gonna have to go to these stalls. You don't just go to the elemental plane of air and not leave without a souvenir.
If someone had recently come to the plane of air, would they stand out?
I
don't know. Oh,
How much of a how? I guess I'm trying to think of how to phrase this question. Like how much of a splash does it make when a new face arrives? Is it comment worthy?
I don't think so much. I mean, you can see it's pretty crowded and lots of people from everywhere. More likely, if they look like a tourist, they would stand out. If they look like a tourist, if they look like they're gawking, then that would be kind of a newcomer kind of thing. So, don't gawk. So what do you want to do? Do you want to split up and we can look for this person, or
That sounds
shall
like a
we just
terrible
all go
idea.
together? That's not so bad.
It's horrible.
This is this place is a
Asking for
treaty.
tragedy.
This place is a treaty. We're not allowed to. You're not supposed to fight. So
all right, that's a good
this
thing
is
to know.
supposed to be a safe zone. So yes, so don't attack anybody. Don't punch anybody, no matter what they say about your friends.
What other rules are they so we don't get kicked out like you did?
Basically, that one.
Oh, don't fight.
No stealing, no fighting. Simple enough.
She didn't say anything about no stealing.
Yeah, no stealing, right?
Oh, okay.
No stealing, no fighting. Don't get caught. So
That's not what that means.
Well,
All right, so
he's cracking her up.
I guess what
best
do
shall
we
we start?
right? Yeah, we don't know where to start. Is there like an area to where you feel like jinns might congregate?
I'm gonna say with a 6, you're having a hard time remembering that night there, Pip. It's gonna take some exploring, I think.
I'm gonna say, I've only been here the once, and there was quite a bit of drinking. We were here celebrating a recent success, so probably the best thing to do is for us to just kind of like walk around and see what we can see. There may be some of the booths. People may be able to point us in the right direction.
Okay. You seem pretty fresh here. So you've been here how many times?
At least once. That I remember.
Once or at least once?
Well, at least once. So, but you will notice, this is like a great place to celebrate, and there's quite a bit of, quite a few tavern booths and whatnot, so we don't usually make it very far.
So you've been here one time, got drunk at one place, and I'm not sure about the rest.
It's good. Sounds good. Shall we explore?
Okay.
I
Well,
think we have few other options. Unless we are now within the plane that we believe she is, perhaps divination magic could find her.
it's true. Hey, Koshik, do you feel like maybe you can send her a message?
Why not? Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. I can give it a shot.
I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thank you. I know what she looks like. Am I familiar with her enough to send her a message?
You can certainly try and we'll see if it works.
Okay.
I will shapeshift my face again. So
She has the visual
know.
that you gave her from last time. But as with these things, I do leave a % chance for failure.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, brother.
I will send her a message. I've already messaged her once. I forgot about that. I will message her again. And I will say, what will I say?
where the fuck are you? We're on the plane of air.
Yeah, but I need to reintroduce myself, I think, because if the first message didn't get her, she has no idea who's asking where she is. So I'll just say, I am with your son Azur. We are on the plane of air. Where are you?
Okay.
Where the fuck are you?
X's and O's for all the rest of the words.
Yeah. Hugs and kisses, Kashi.
Message goes out. You do not get a response.
All right. Well, here comes round 2.
And at this point, after she recommended that, hey, look, I told you a couple times, I don't really remember. This is my second or third time saying like we should go look if you want to find your person. So Pip is like kind of like started to walk off, and when nobody followed her, she like turned and started to buy a beer. Right, like she's buying a beer, waiting for folks to catch up. Hopefully.
Patience, young one. We are doing magics.
While we figure out what we're gonna do, Otto will go ahead and have the dragonfly fly off to just kind of do a once over of the area.
Swatted.
When you said time for round 2, does that mean you wanted me to send her another message?
No, I'm going. I don't know why I said that. I'm going to try and do a scry.
Okay. Which is a wisdom saving throw, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Do you have anything to make it harder?
I saw her in a painting.
Does she have a bonus because of that, or is it just you get a bonus?
I think it's a flat one because I don't think. Let me double check. I don't want to.
I think it gets more difficult.
Right.
The more stuff that you have that like makes you more familiar with them and stuff. And if you've got like a physical like representation or like something of theirs, things like that.
I mean,
Right,
you've got her
okay.
son, so.
That's true. Blood.
So actually,
Come here,
those
Azor.
modifiers are
Stab
different than I
hand.
thought they were. Did we grab anything of hers while we were in her bedroom? You have her diary still, right? Give me that diary.
Yeah, having seen a picture reduces your connection save modifier by 2.
So it will be at. I have a picture and a possession of hers, which reduces your save by 6, but also I've never met her before, so it reduces it by 5, so it's -1.
Okay. So whatever she rolls plus her bonus -5.
No, -1.
-1. Okay.
-1.
-1. Gotcha. Right.
He's over there fucking.
What is your spell save DC?
18.
18.
It's pretty good.
Artyom, Interestingly, when you've done this before, there is a lot of, as your vision pulls back from you, or I'm sorry, you're using the crystal ball for this, so your vision's like pulled into the crystal ball. You're normally like passing like greenery and mountains and different landscapes and such usually pass by your vision. It is oddly just blue sky and cloud, and just different colors clouds passing you as your vision's pulled through the crystal ball. And it lands on a middle-aged half-elf. She's got blonde hair that's sort of neatly but loosely braided behind her hair, or behind her head. She, from what you can tell, doesn't seem to be in any sort of distress, just sort of a pleasant, calm look on her face at the moment. And it looks like sort of wind blowing through her hair. And she's just sort of standing there, slight smile on her face at the moment. Also with this, you can see the mark of House Lyrandar, Greater Dragon mark, presenting itself almost the same as Ezreal's, with the exception of it doesn't really go up onto her face all that much as it goes up onto her neck and behind her ears. And you see that it goes in the bathrobe that she is wearing down into the robe itself. She's sort of standing there drinking on some sort of warm beverage.
Is there anything in her environment that I can tell? Like, is she lounged down on a sofa? Is she like kind of leaning over the railing of a skyship? Like,
give me a perception check.
Sure.
Big money.
That's a
Tons of
25.
25.
That's good. Pretty good.
I'm gonna take 5 points of damage to bump it up to a 30, though.
Okay. That
Ear.
all of you standing around watching RTM cast the spell, you see a bat cuff that he wears on his ear sinks its teeth, its ruby eyes, sort of a faint glow of red. They sink his teeth into his ear. Oh, check that item description, actually.
It's
for what?
Hearing.
Hearing? Okay. And you're just sort of listening to the Okay.
See if I can hear if there's anything busy outside, or if it's just like quiet, if there's music, anything.
Right. With a 25, based
No, it's a 30 now.
30 for hearing, 25 for visual.
Right. Cool.
Is how I'll separate those out. With a 25 for visual stuff, you see that she is on an odd marble-like material standing at the moment. So not a ship, you would presume. Something that is actually made of physical, it looks like marble, but slightly off. Other than that, it looks like she is outside currently. With the amount of light that's falling on her, you don't see many shadows. So maybe some sort of balcony or such. Along with that, with hearing, you do hear the murmurs of other people. One voice in particular stands out to you, a very like boisterous type of voice in the background, although it seems like it's a bit distant, maybe behind closed doors. That seems to be without context, that's kind of hard, but you're picking up senses of him giving orders or something like that. It's like a masculine voice, a deep sort of masculine booming voice.
Okay. All right.
Give me a second. See if there's anything else I can give you. A 30, I mean, you're taking damage for it, and for a 30, I think it deserves to be rewarded as such. But while he's doing that, what is everybody else doing, so we don't have dead time here?
He's checking to see if we can figure out where she's at.
Mm-hmm.
As we kind of came standing up, how big is the? I guess part what's important is how big this place is. Like, how big is the Nocturne?
So the Nocturne Market is it's a couple of streets, small streets, albeit, but it sort of, as Otto's vision gets back and sort of presents to you a 3D map as we've described it before. Several different sections of this area. And I'm just gonna kind of go through them. Otto, your bird was able to sort of like, these places are labeled. It's like a market where they have like certain sections that are labeled.
Right.
In the northwestern corner, there's Fortune Teller's Row. On the northern side is the Nightingale Hall. On the northeastern corner is the Inkporium. On the eastern side is the Puppet Show. On the southeast side is Nature's Harvest. On the southwestern side is the Kigurumi Menagerie. And in the center of all of these are the Drift Globe Gardens and the Cosmic Cosmetics.
I'm gonna have to ask for that list if you don't mind.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
The directions
Stuff.
aren't important.
But what they are.
Yeah, just what the areas are.
Sure. Yeah. Shit, I should have had these already. Maybe can I do this real quick? This might be quicker. Hopefully it doesn't crash the stream. If it does, stream will be back. Don't go anywhere. I don't think it will, but it might. Who knows how things will act? Who knows?
Truly.
Are we still alive? Did it kill us?
No, we're still here.
All
I
right,
believe.
wonderful.
Yeah. I do believe. Yeah.
And I'm just gonna drop this in the Skype chat for you guys.
Hell yeah, brother man.
There you go.
Yeah, bro. Oh shit.
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
That's really neat. Look at that. Okay. So this place is not super big. It's only a few blocks.
Yeah. It's not a huge market or anything like that.
Right.
Like I said, it's a couple of streets, but they're small.
And you said we were in what district?
You guys are pulling up to the edge, like where there's some parking. So you guys would be on the side of, excuse me, as I look at it really quickly. What would be the south of this? So in between the Kigurumi Menagerie and Nature's Harvest, and pulling up to the Drift Globe Gardens.
Gotcha.
Yeah, which you don't see right now, but everybody else would see food and beverage stalls lining this area with tables in between of all sorts. And there's tons of different people here, strangers galore. Like I said, a very eclectic group with drift globes shaped like stars, just sort of floating in the air, lighting the place. And on the sides, you see various different types of baked goods and like snacks and types of things being sold on either side of the gardens.
Are there actual things growing in those gardens?
You get the sense that it's called the Drift Globe Gardens, just like a beer garden is called a garden. There's nothing growing per se. But
And I'm sorry, I meant in Nature's Harvest. Derp. My brain get.
Well, you're scrying right now, but we'll get to you here in a moment when you walk. If you want to walk over to Nature's Harvest, absolutely.
Meanwhile, some kid was walking by with like a basket of donuts, and Pip's got beer in one hand, and she like snagged a donut. She like lifted a donut from the kid's basket, so now she's like eating a donut and drinking her beer and walking over like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, if this place is this small, I mean, Scry's like a 10-minute cast, right?
Yeah. So like I said, RTM's off observing things right now.
Yeah, he's running stuff. So yeah, we can. I don't know, man. If we hear there's something called Fortune Teller's Row, sound pretty good.
Otto leans over to Pip.
Miss Pip, you're breaking your promise.
No, I promise not to fight again. I'm not fighting.
Or to break any of her rules.
I don't think that's what I said. I think I promised not to fight. Anyway, can you eat?
No.
Oh, it's a shame.
Oof.
These are the best donuts ever. So
That's me.
Otto looks at the donut just forlornly.
She was gonna share. She's like, there's something.
Sniffs donut.
Can you smell it? Can you enjoy it?
Muted.
Oh,
Lad.
anyway.
It smells delightful. Thank you.
Welcome.
If he's going to
Right.
locate things magically, he can walk around. It is not a large place.
Oh, it is quite fun.
RTM, sort of like what you're hearing in the background, again, even with a 30 through closed doors and the wind sort of blowing around this area, you only pick up bits and pieces. But you get the sense of someone trying to get some clarification about why the Afreet are pulling back from the lines. Where are they going? And is there any sort of information? That's what you hear.
Holy shit.
Oh! Okay.
Oh, fuck. You're
Gotcha.
a royal. You're a royal Air Genasi
Oh, boy.
or something like that.
Yoo-hoo. All right.
Ah, good to meet you, son. Let's go to war.
All right. Where the fuck did everyone go? All right.
Tell it true. Do you tell people's fortunes in the distance?
So, okay, are you guys splitting up then?
I don't know. It takes him 10 minutes. Like I said, this is a big place. This isn't super big, so we could like still see the ship from the other side of the market, basically. From what it looks like, so it doesn't hurt to take a quick look around.
Yeah, I mean, just sort of depending on like the angle at which your ship is parked or anything. But if you guys wish to like park it like higher and then so you could see it very easily.
Yeah, fuck it.
Okay, well, in that case, I need to know where everyone's going. It seems like Brune is going to Fortune Teller's Row.
The Inkporium.
Otto is going to the Inkporium. Okay, that is an interesting choice.
Fortune Teller's Row.
Azura's going to join Brune. Okay.
Same.
We'll go with Brune and Azur.
Okay, so we got
Sorry.
4. No, you're good. 4 going to Fortune Teller's Row. Otto wanders off towards the Inkporium, Crowley, and Artyom.
I have no idea what an Inkporium is, so I'm interested to find out.
Squids.
I'm very interested in a lot of things, but I'm going to stop by the puppet show.
You're going to go by the puppet show. Okay.
Of course.
So I'm just gonna come out of my scrambler.
All right, guys. I heard.
And everybody's gone.
Where'd
All
everybody
right.
go?
I will begin checking to make sure all of my belongings are there.
Okay.
I'll leave a
Because
sticky
any of
note.
the people on the street could be Pip stealing my shit.
Everything seems solidly on you at the moment.
For now.
For now. Let me check my Facebook message. Yeah, it should be good for now.
24 on a perception check to see if I see anyone
That's
at
24.
my party.
Yeah, you see most of them walking through. Like Otto's walking off in a random direction. Crowley's going off in a different direction, and then 4 of them are moving towards the northwestern corner. That's for your orientation. There is no north or east, southwest in the plane of air.
Sure.
So
Is there not?
no.
Interesting.
They measure things by winds. So
What do you label the winds if there's no directions?
no, that's the thing is that
Left, right.
the winds have
It's
directions.
the right. It's the right
Duh.
wind. Well,
That's
from
right.
my perspective, this is the right wind.
It's the this wind, the that wind, the over yonder wind. That's how they do it here.
Oh, the over yonder wind. I
Okay.
see.
So where are you going, RT?
I'm gonna go to that. Well, first off, do I see anything in this place that seems to be naturally growing?
I would say if you're looking around from your ship sort of down here, you would see some things over at Nature's Harvest, yes.
Cool.
Not like growing out of the ground, but in the vendor stalls themselves.
Okay. Yeah, I would want to try and find a plant native to this plane.
Okay. Gotcha. Alrighty. In that case, we got 1, 2, 4 different directions. Right? 1, 2, 3.
Indeed.
Yes, 4. So we'll roll to see who we start with. 1. That is Crowley. Crowley's gonna walk over to the puppet show. So, Crowley. You're sort of pulling up to this puppet show. It is very, it's not a wondrous display or anything like that, but you do see a couple of people, and I do mean two, a duo outside of a tent, sort of preparing things, grabbing boxes and putting it behind this small tent area where you see benches in front of that can fit probably 12 to 20 people or so. So it's not any sort of grand display. And there's already a couple of people lined up there. You see this duo of an Oni as well as a Dryad that step in behind the curtains. And then the light within the small tent itself start glowing. You see, and then the play begins. Songs are starting to be sung, sort of like low harmonious melodies are being sung behind the curtains themselves, and puppets begin to appear. A silhouette of a terrifying beast entering a forest. As this terrifying beast gently picks flowers and interacts with the wildlife until a young woman with flowing hair and ribbons prances into the scene. When the beast and the dancing figure see each other, hearts float above the beast and he kneels before the beauty, holding a hand to his heart. After a pause, the beauty laughs and points, and the hearts fall like rain upon the beast, and she twirls from the scene. The beast stands, a dim cloud hanging over him, and wanders dejectedly through the woods until he falls asleep weeping. The sun sets and rises, and when he wakes, he continues his sad walk, not noticing he has entered a briar patch, and a thorn pierces his arm, and he unleashes a roar that sends birds scattering into the sky. And as all of this is happening, there are sound effects with it being played along with the music that's being sung as well. Soon, another humanoid figure enters the scene. The beast cowers, ashamed, but this humanoid is undaunted. As she tends to the beast's wounds, the birds return, the cloud of sorrow disappears, and the hearts float around them both. And the curtains draw shut. Various clapping and cheering from around, about 20 minutes in total, as you're sitting here observing this puppet show.
I will rise and clap with the other standing ovation. Clap, 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 clap. I will perchance stay a little bit later and see if I can now talk to the performers of said puppet show.
Sure. As I said, you are met with after the fact, sort of getting out of the tent, the Oni sort of squatting down and out of the tent, the Dryad stepping out behind her. The Oni sort of dark blue and navy skin, tusk that sort of raise out, and they are about 9 feet tall. Standing about behind her, a Dryad stepping out looks nearly like a living tree, stepping out from the tent, as well as they seem to be packing up a lot of the puppets, or at least reorganizing them as well for the next show.
I will approach them and do a deep bow. Salutations and your pardon. Might I have a moment of your time?
Of course, the Oni says.
That was the most fascinating tale. I watched the puppet show just now. I am new to this area, and I'm not familiar with that tale. Could you perhaps explain to me what the name of this tale?
It's called The Beauty and the Beast. It's on the title card.
Is it? Oh, thank you. I didn't know that The Beauty and the Beast was told here.
Well, I don't know what you want me to say. It is.
Well, where might you come from? I've not seen many puppet shows, and I wondered how roundabouts you come to this part of the plane of air.
Well, she sort of looks at the tree. My name's Lily. This is Lotus. And we both come from the Feywild, Solanas.
Ah, I see. The Feywild. A pleasure. I'm something of a puppeteer myself, and so I just wanted to let you know, as one puppeteer to another, that I found it exceptional.
Really?
And I hope that, yes, indeed. And at some point, I hope you will come to see a puppet show of mine one day.
Do you have puppets?
My puppet shows, I wander a bit more. I don't have a platform such as you here, and Crowley will whisk a hand, and as the puppets rise from the ground and start to like bow.
It's wonderful.
I'm pleased you think so. Perhaps one day you'll get to see a show of mine, though.
I would love to. We do a show at the top of every hour, so I have 40 minutes or so for a show.
40 minutes? If you do not mind my own mediocre attempts, I will be more than pleased to share a tale with you.
Okay.
All right.
Share it, Crowley.
Oh, man. Which tale to tell? Which tale to tell? I'm going to tell in puppet fashion. And I just want to say before I tell this tale, I really thought about just telling a tale of Milo setting fire to the whole village and, the docks. But I will instead tell the tale of a girl who, young, missing her mother, comes to find out, and I'm paraphrasing as the figures, and I let the music cue very sad and low, that comes to have lost her mother to her own father, and a tale of vengeance and the companion she finds on her journey. As she, and a copyright TM, no one, not based on any real people here. But, it'll be as summary as I can make it, 20 minutes. It'll show her withered travels to a plane of undeath, and where she met friends, each one of a different strength that helped her prevail in the end to find her father and stop the Dark Goddess from rising again. With John Williams level score. That's the thing we're going for here.
Give me a performance check, please.
Uh, 28.
28. Very good. Lily and Lotus both clap giddily at the end of your play. True, genuine excitement by the end of it, as the crescendo comes around. Go ahead.
One correction, there is no mention of Crowley whatsoever in this tale.
Okay. All right. So, like I said, true, genuine excitement crosses their face.
Yeah. As they clap, I'll have the puppets bow to them and jump off the stage and go to shake their hand, and then just when they reach for them, they just into smoke.
Just laughs from the Oni, almost childlike laughs from this towering creature in front of you. That was wonderful. Here. She reaches into her robes and brings out a puppet. This puppet has wisps of shadow and darkness around it. No real distinguishing features. Thank you for trading tales. I'd love to give this to you as well. Do you have something to trade for it?
I just might. One moment.
Something to maybe remember each other by.
Actually, yes, I do. And Crowley will reach into his back and produce a mask. A smiling theater mask that was hand-carved by his daughter.
Okay.
My daughter is the one who got me into telling these tales from a young age. Though it might not be though it may be quaint, it means a lot to me. Though I hope this will allow you to see the theatrical and inspire others to come as it inspired me.
She takes the mask, hands the puppet over to you. If you would, please just write down in your notes that you have a shadow puppet.
Yeah, Crowley will take hold of it in a very caring like manner, just hold it gently, and they'll bow again. I am deeply honored, and hopefully once again I will have a puppet to give you one day.
They both in synchronous artful form give you an artful bow as well.
I will try and see as many shows as I can before I leave. Farewell.
Thank you again. She takes the mask, sort of like presses against her chest. The sort of based off your passive insight, they seem to absolutely love the craft, and you have given them something today in the form of a story.
That's right. We're going multi-plane story. Oh, and please share that as you will. No problem. No copyright. No.
Okay. Sorry, I'm writing down a note to add that to your inventory later.
Kashik's spidey senses are tingling, and she starts to file a lawsuit.
Your ears are burning. Someone is talking about you. Okay. That was Crowley.
Her name is Shokek in the story. Don't worry about it.
Shokek. All right. So now it's a D3 to Artyom.
Mine is short and to the point.
Okay.
I got looking for some native nature.
Some native nature. Wonderful.
Some native nature.
Okay. Nature's Harvest, as you get over there, there are several vendors with several different things growing, and also what looks to be maybe different monstrous type parts of creatures, along with herbalism kits and poisoners kits around this area. You can you see several different folks that are brewing potions with these different parts as well. If you were specifically looking for something that is native to the plane of air, can you please give me an investigation? Let's make it a survival check. That's you're looking through nature right now to find it. So
that would be a 26.
26. Okay. Wonderful. Now I have to think of something that grows on the elemental plane of air. But I will say,
well,
actually,
you didn't necessarily mean it doesn't have to be plant matter. I mean, it could be you. Obviously, I'm getting something that I can use as material component for Planeswalker's egress. So,
yeah.
I suppose if there were entities like material components from creatures that were native, that would work as well, since it is a component of nature.
Yeah. So I will say that you do find something after a quick look around this market and talking to a couple of the vendors. Again, eclectic in their nature. Various, you have goblins as well as orcs and different other creatures behind the vendors of the stand, but you do see like these floating like almost lily pad type things that seem to be actively just sort of floating on their own in the air. And after speaking with them, they'll say this goblin vendor, sort of dark green skin and ears. Their ears aren't just like sort of off to the side. They have them tied back almost like you would a ponytail, in different leathers and stuff. They look at you and beckon out that, yeah, sure, you can have what do you have to trade?
You only do in trade. You do not use a type of currency or anything like that.
You're new here.
Yeah, I am new here for sure.
No worries. We have a lot of visitors. We are a traveling marketplace, so our standard currency does not work.
Oh,
we work
right.
with barter and trade.
Okay. Well, what kind of things are you mostly interested in? Stuff like, I guess, alchemical components, given the area we're in?
Specifically, a plant of interesting or variety. Anything of use is always wonderful.
I can go through my herbalism kit and give him some stuff to trade, but I'm assuming he's going to probably want something of more substance.
I'd give, yeah, with herbalism kits being for sale here, he'll sort of respectfully decline and say, do you have anything else, or maybe even a piece of a beast of some sort?
I mean, I do have some leathers from from some of the beasts in the mountains. I can give him some of those. I believe they were elk. I didn't use all of those elk furs. I don't know if I did.
I think you just sort of wrapped yourself in untreated.
Yes, I did.
Skin.
That's right.
You called them leathers, but they did not go through the tanning process to be leather.
Gross.
That's true.
They are hides.
How about this, Artyom? I don't know if you'd be willing to part with it, but if it's visible on you at all, maybe somewhere else on your new armor, on your old armor, you had a fanged beast that rests across your shoulder.
Oh yes.
That you slayed, and it was like almost like a sash that had its teeth into your armor. Is that visible? Would he see that?
Yeah, I could trade that to him easily.
Would
It's
you?
been traded. Yeah.
He points it out, takes it, says, of course. This will go wonderful, and sort of like dumps it into some sort of soup that's going on in the back.
Hey, that was a pretty a ferocious beast, but I get the better of him.
Yes.
But so I can just get these three right here then, not the problem.
Yes, of course. I think that is a fair trade, and hands you 3 like floating lilies, and it like puts them in almost a wooden cage so they don't fly away.
Oh, of course, right. Yes.
I think this will work well, as he takes the rest of he's like taking the rest of the skin, and like, because he's a goblin, it's fairly large compared to him. We go wonderful in this potion of heroism. Shoves the rest of it in it.
Yeah, Artyom completely spaces out on that because he just has the thought of like, oh, yeah, she's going, oh, fuck. And then just starts running to wherever he last saw Kalshik.
Okay, let's take off sprinting.
Yep.
Very well. And now we have a 50-50. Auto low, our foregroup high. That is a 60. Brune, Azur, Pip, and Kaushik. You're heading off to Fortune Teller's Row.
Yeah.
You see a, again, I'm going to keep saying it, but it is very varied here. There are many different fortune tellers behind different stalls and in different tents around here. You see people that are throwing bones. You see people that are look like tarot readings happening here. You see people with crystal balls at a table that they're looking into. Various people coming and leaving in various emotional states, it looks like, from these tents. So what are you looking for?
Anybody have a particular thought at this moment? I lost a die. Oh, there we go. All right. Well, I don't know. Brune is just gonna he's gonna start to ask a question to Pip that remembers that Pip does not seem to know anything about this place. And you know what? He's just gonna kind of eyeball it and pick one that seems the most reputable.
Well, I've kind of described what they're doing in there. So I think you just tell me what Brune would feel more safe with. Would it be tarot cards? Would it be people that are throwing bones? Would it people looking into a crystal ball?
Is there anybody doing anything with stone?
High or low?
Just
Like stone or metal, I guess. Always high.
What's up, RT?
is Broom actually okay here?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
He's like this. We're now in here in the market. You can't see the endless sky, so like, it's not there. Great success.
Anybody dealing with stone or metal?
Stone or metal for their fortune telling.
Yeah, I'll say you see someone dealing with a an odd. It's still like a deck of cards almost, albeit they don't bend and have the flexibility of paper. They look to be shuffling like a marble type of material around. It looks to be like a white stone with variations within that look cloud-like in nature.
Cloud-like. Not great, but you know what? Stony enough, he supposes. Yeah, he'll approach that individual.
Okay. Very well. You look up, and it is a dwarf that is dealing with these cards.
That's hilarious.
Um,
And makes sense.
A female dwarf, long gray sideburns, bald on the top like you, with the
Nice.
exception
Good
of
choice.
just a small little ponytail right there in the very back. That's no more than like 3 inches of hair that's just sort of bundled at the back of her head. But graying sideburns, wearing a flowing like dark red dress, greets you in. Hello, would you like a reading?
I believe so.
Please, have a seat.
Sit down, I guess, with this old dwarf lady.
So, I can offer you basic, but to be completely honest, sometimes vague information. I'm not
Can you
here-
answer questions? Specific.
specific questions. I give
More
what inf-
specific than, am I going to die tomorrow? Things. I want to direct your vagaries.
we can always attempt to do so. I will absolutely try, but the cards fall where the cards may.
Very well.
What would you like to trade for your reading today?
Trade for your reading today. Brune doesn't have much in the way of stuff. To be very honest with you. Let me check something real quick.
While you look that up, the rest of you, the next 3, are you going to another vendor? Are you staying here with Brune, sort of watching what's going on here?
Oh, I was on mute the whole time. I'm watching.
You're watching what's going on, huh? Okay, so you come into this tent, sort of watching Brune sit down. You'll notice that Brune is noticeably taller than this other dwarf that sits in here.
Great success.
Azur and Pip, are you staying in this tent as well, or are you going to find another one? It's up to y'all. Y'all just let me know.
I say Pip's probably gonna stick around. She's gonna try to like hear what everybody's stuff is.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of curious. Dwarf in here.
Sure.
So I'm gonna offer her choice of things that my various magical items can create.
Okay.
So probably the more attractive of those options, because I'm thinking like this is the plane of air. Like a lot of the stuff wouldn't be available. I'd be very concerned if she picks a couple of these first options. So the alchemy jug can create 8 ounces of acid, a half ounce of basic poison, 4 gallons of beer, 1 gallon of honey, 2 gallons of mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
A quart of oil, 2 gallons of vinegar, 8 gallons of fresh water, 12 gallons of salt water, or a gallon of wine.
Okay. How many options is that? 12?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10?
7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. 10, and I guess technically I could offer the stuff that the dragon vessel can make, which the only stuff that would work for more than a day would be the ale, olive oil, or ale or olive oil, which I mean, basically the same things from the alchemy jug. So,
What is the 6th item on that list?
the 6th item on the alchemy
jug?
jug, the quart of oil.
She will take that from you.
Okay. I will have it conjure up a quart of oil and into a container of the hope that she possesses somewhere.
Is it like flaxseed oil, motor oil?
It just says oil. I don't know what kind it is. I'm assuming that it's like
Mayonnaise
lamp
oil.
oil, because it doesn't.
WD-40. I don't know.
I mean, honestly, or it could be if she prefer it to be like cooking oil. I don't know.
I'm gonna say this is earth, like earth trapped oil that you're giving her. So it's like like crude oil.
Oh shit! Don't let. I'm glad I'm doing this away from our team. He doesn't want to know.
This is Bill's dad. Oh man. Takes it from you. Smells of home. Puts it behind her. Wonderful. She sort of takes this deck that have nearly the same symbols on all of the back of them. These, like I said, they're white marble rectangles, not about the size of your palm or so. Well, maybe your palm's a little bit wider than these cards, but about the size of our palms, with various symbology on the back of them. And she tells you to pick one. There's about 13 cards sitting in front of you if the numbers matter to you, or you can pick one at random.
Gotcha. Do I get to ask my question first, or do I ask it after I drawing the cards?
You ask it first and then touch the card.
Okay. So I'm just gonna ask her, down which paths does madness lie? And then I'll draw the first card.
Down which paths do madness lie?
Mhm.
Okay. Give me a second.
Jones over here looking up tarot.
I am doing tarot right now.
Jones is doing the tarot. Let's go.
I'm a witch. Give me 1 second. I have to turn off my ad blocker.
Get him.
Burn me at the stake.
I'll do what I must.
Okay. Thank you for being patient. Down which paths do madness lie? Now I got to do this interpretation, and I'm not prepared for it. So you get what you get.
Hee ho ho. Hee ho.
Oh.
Okay. You pull a card, and it is a human looking creature. I won't say a dwarf because this is a dwarven lady giving you these rings.
Hell yeah.
And she says, and you sort of push it back to her. She looks at it. The Two of Wands. This man stands in between two different poles looking out over an ocean, and is holding a globe in his hand. She's looking at it, says, can mean a great many things. Your question was, what paths do madness lie? Well, this card would indicate, she looks down on it, that the decision is in your hands. Inaction, just ponderance, is not acceptable. A man pondering the globe will be the end of its existence. What other paths are you looking for? What paths have you been down already that would suggest that madness lies ahead? It's pondering a globe, not an orb. God damn it.
They're the same thing. Ponder the orb. Oh, really? Okay. So, God damn it. Fucking fortune tellers, man. It's in your hands. Damn you. That which paths do madness lie. And I'm gonna continue with my theme of paths. And which the paths to salvation.
The paths to salvation. She looks at you, concerned for not concerned, but sort of like trying to discern where you're going with these questions. You wanted specifics, but you ask such vague questions.
I do not wish to know vagaries about myself. I wish to know vagaries about these questions.
Interesting.
As far as I'm aware, fortune tellers don't tend to be specific. It's the ones that are true.
Just sort of smiles at you and tells you to pick a card.
Pick a card.
Which paths reveal what? I'm sorry, what was your question?
So first one was which paths lead to madness, and this one was which paths lead to salvation.
Okay. Oh, Jesus.
I lost a die. It's gone. I don't know where it went.
Which paths lead to salvation?
It was down which paths does madness lie, and which paths lead to salvation.
Flips the card. She says the Eight of Swords. She'll let you know some of the meanings of it, and I don't think a lot of these may deal with the questions you're asking out loud, but I'm gonna say the meaning of the card.
Okay.
You feel it is a person that is bound with 8 swords stuck in the ground around them, and she will tell you that the typical meaning for the 8 of Swords is that you feel trapped, that you feel powerless, and that you sense a changing scenario that is past you, but that is holding you back. It's a good card to pull for Brune. The feeling of helplessness that you have, the feeling that you have no other company in your life, despite how many people are around you, and that and this that the feeling of no company around you has played a primary function in making your scenario worse, and that sort of. Sorry, I'm trying to paraphrase this because it's quite a long description. But she does go on to clarify after giving you some not very great. She flips it over and doesn't flip the card over, but sort of seeing maybe a look of concern. It says, well, the good news is that a lot of these traps that are revealed by the Eight of Swords are self-made. She pulls and flips the card back over and switches them around. Ask the questions you mean. The cards are going to answer the ones you want to ask. One more question.
Did she tell me how many I get? Okay, I got one more. There we go.
Yep.
Answer that question. I have just everybody in here with me. Whatever, fuck them.
Correct. Everybody's sort of staring at you right now.
Gonna help you.
Moral support's
alright,
always
whatever.
good, especially with questions like these.
What?
She says moral support's always good, especially with questions like or answers like these.
Was the path I walk the best to save my people?
This is why fortune teller stuff is good stuff, because the answers are so vague, but also they because they're so vague, they're applicable. The Two of Swords is pulled, meaning
What's going on here?
meaning difficult choices and indecision, a stalemate, if you will. Two equal and opposing forces are joined in battle, and there appears to be no result in sight. You see a person that is sitting on the coast with two swords across their chest, and they're blindfolded. It's a sense of, it is vagary the card in the sense that you're locked in a state of indecision. Let me see if I can get any other little tidbits out of this.
Little nuggets.
Without something or a person to intervene, this can maintain indefinitely. We discover ourselves in a scenario where we need to make a choice. We will, where we need to make a choice, and consulting with outsiders, you need to choose one side or the other. Even when neither seems especially appealing. The Two of Swords is regularly associated with friendships, with balance and partnership.
Interesting. Guys, y'all heard it. We have to partner with Zoriat. That's the only way. That's what that means. Okay.
Like the person sitting
know about
down
that
on
one,
the
geez.
card, you'll be selecting your decision with the blindfold on, hoping.
Interesting. Well. At least fate is as unsure as I am. Thank you.
Thank you. She sticks a wick in the bottle of crude oil that you've given her and lights it, and then begins to smell like underground under here. It smells like home.
She's sort of like,
Slight smile creeps across her face. I mean, she's been smiling this whole time, but she just sort of smells like burnt motor oil in here now. It's been so long since I've smelled home. Thank you.
thank you. And that's all I got. That's what I wanted.
Okay.
I don't think I can make anything else out of that today.
All right.
It's not today.
Azure,
can't
Pip,
produce anything.
Kaushik, would you like to trade for a reading as well? It's up to you.
sure.
Okay.
Um,
You're doing it with,
Dad's
with the same person?
alive. Blah, blah, blah.
Wow, this card just says Yidril's alive. That's weird.
That's a weird card.
She's like, I've never seen this card before. That's so odd. Oh.
It's the one of Yidril's. This is odd.
Strange.
God.
Strange.
What? How very strange. What does Kaushik have to trade? She's got a whole bag of holding, I guess. Dig through that bag.
Sure. I thought you were talking about the bag itself. I was like, whoa.
Well, I'll just give her the whole bag and everything in it.
Wonderful.
That's all of our money. Oh,
Well.
God.
Better be a good reading.
As good as the last and as good as the next.
Wait a minute.
Kaushik digs down into her bag of holding and pulls out something she thinks that the fortune teller may be interested in, not knowing if she's seen one before or, heard of one, but being in her profession, potentially. Kaushik pulls out the remaining doomsday cookie that she has, and she approaches the fortune teller, sitting down, saying, I'm not sure if you've ever come across one of these, but it's a cookie that can lead you how it's all going to end, vaguely. Would this be something that you're interested in? If not, I have gold, so.
We do not accept gold.
Oh, well, I've got a couple other things as well.
Make a persuasion check, Kaushik. You're giving her a death cookie.
The cookie's not gonna kill her.
Yeah, I know.
And she's in the profession, so I didn't think it would freak her out or anything, I thought being in this profession, it would pique her interest more than anything. Oh no, Jonesy.
What is it?
You're not gonna like this, Jonesy.
What is it?
It's a nat 20, Jonesy.
Holy shit!
Damn.
What is going on?
I'm so sorry.
This is coming out of y'all's pay. Everybody's being docked a week's
Don't
pay.
pay me.
No.
Exactly. 2
You got
weeks
it,
pay.
boss.
All right.
Sorry.
Fascinated by this. She doesn't open it, but she sort of gingerly takes it from you. Stands up and sort of sets it onto a shelf behind her with other trinkets and baubles. Pick your card. And sits down.
The card I will pick, I probably don't have to get specific with this, but the second from the left.
Second from the left.
Yeah, like not the very last one on the left, but the second from the left.
Okay.
Do I need to ask a question?
Yep, you need to ask a question.
Kaushik thinks for a moment, and I'm sort of at a loss right now, so what does my future hold? Where, at the end of my adventuring, where do I end up?
Choose the card, second from the left, and flip it. It is the 5 of Cups. It is someone in a cloak looking dejected with cups around their feet spilled over.
5? Cloak? Dejected? Oh, God. This doesn't sound good.
I'm telling you, this is why fortune tellers make money, because this shit's wild.
I am also someone in a cloak who often looks dejected with cups around me.
I wish I could turn
Shit,
my camera
he's
to my
just like
other,
me, for
other
real.
screen. So y'all
You
don't.
just like me for real.
She will tell you that the short meaning of the card is loss, grief, and self-pity.
Fucking shit! And I've got 5 friends right here, and then Pip also. But I got 5 friends. 5.
The Five of Cups symbolizes
Hold on,
disappointment and
you
the
don't know me. First of all,
Gandalf, you're
Eric.
Gandalf. You're
No, I'm not.
Gandalf. Well, Gandalf's in your place. I got 5 friends right now in my life.
So the Five of Cups symbolizes disappointment and the feelings that come when things go otherwise that as you expected. You're feeling sad that a sure situation hasn't clearly became out in the manner you were hoping it would. And instead of looking at it in a direction of a more positive perspective, it seems to think that you're dwelling within it, inducing emotions of self-pity and regret.
Yeah, that's about right for Kaushik. Yeah. Kaushik, not quite getting an answer that she would hope to have gotten. Does she get to pick another card, or is it just the one? Does she need to trade something else?
You get no.
3?
You get 3
Okay.
cards. Yep.
All right. Another question then.
Yeah, another question. Tell me which card you want to pick first. That gives me time to read it while I'm listening to your question.
Right. Directly in the middle.
Okie dokie.
Oh. It's not quite what I was hoping for. And what's happened to Milo?
Interesting. You flip the card that is directly in the middle, and you flip the Magician, which she will tell you that the short meaning of is willpower, desire, creation, and manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
The Magician is the representation of pure willpower. With the power of the elements and the suits, you see a gentleman in a sort of like red and white robes, holding up a candle and with an sign of the infinite above his head. I'm just reading this here. This with the power of the elements and the suits, he takes the potential innate within the idiot and molds it into being the power of choice. He's the connecting force between heaven and earth and understands the meaning of such. I'm trying to again, I'm trying to distill certain sentences down. These things ramble a bit. Yeah, that's what you get. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm not sure how to interpret that, but that's the nature of the beast, I guess. Second from the right this time.
Okay. And what's your question?
I'm thinking of it. I was trying to give you time. Did my mother truly forgive me?
You pull the Queen of Swords with a short meaning of complexity, perceptiveness, and clear-mindedness. It portrays an older, wiser female on a throne with a sword in hand. And the Queen of Swords beckons you to have a look at all of the records before making a decision. The Queen does have compassion, which is why she and her hand are attaining outwards and imparting. This card represents the importance of creating judgments without counting on emotion alone.
Okay. Kashik thanks her and gets up from the table.
Okay.
No more commentary from her. Lots of thinking to do.
All right. Azure, Pip, anything? No?
Pip will kind of like, clap Azure on the back and be like, "Do you see anyone that you want to do, Azure? Azure? No?
Knowing what he just has to trade, Azure will surely sit down.
Okay.
And I guess, okay, go away. Produce a wine skin and ask. I don't know. Don't really have much to trade, I guess, but do you like good wine?
Roll a persuasion check.
That would be a 10.
A 10? She reaches across, plucks it from you, takes a sip just right out of it without taking like a question. Says, "Good one. I'll take it, yes." And sets it behind her. So, tell me the card and then ask your question.
The first one on the left.
Okay. What's your question?
Was it a good reason? That might be too vague. Stumbles a bit and then rephrases. Did my mother think she had a good reason for abandoning me?
Dude, I gotta get in the fortune telling business. These cards are so applicable to everything so far. You pull the Six of Pentacles, which its short meaning is charity, generosity, and sharing. It depicts a man with scales in his hands that is handing out what look to be coin to paupers. Give me 1 second. She'll tell you simply that it is a matter of that the card is a matter of someone being generous to others when they have it to give, and handing out when they are when they have a surplus. They are ensuring that you're not caught in a, or that you find a balance in between being submissive but also being able to give what you can, with a again short meaning of generosity. So you ask if she has a good question, and it seems like the answer is she was being generous, at least according to these cards. You have 2 more. While you're thinking on that, just for the sake of time, we'll hop over to Milo, or not Milo, we'll hop it over to Otto shortly, go through that, and then end tonight's session if everybody's good with that. We'll hop over to Milo, and it'll just be screaming, and then we'll end.
Ah! Oh no.
Beautiful.
So, Azur, you got 2 more cards and 2 more questions. What you got?
Gotcha. Fourth one from the right.
Okay.
And this one. Let's see how to phrase it. Can the Shining Vanguard unite enough people to fight the oncoming storm?
You pull the 9 of Pentacles, which its short meaning is the fruits of labor, rewards, and sometimes luxury. The 9 of Pentacles card indicates that give me 1 second, sorry. Should have had the, I should have memorized the entire tarot deck, but it is what it is at this point. But with this, she gives you the information that it means the fruits of labors and the rewards, and that through hard work and through a difficult journey that things can pay off. And it depicts a woman sort of dressed in a robe with a bird sitting on her finger, and a background full of nature and like grapevines behind her.
All right, last card.
Last card, last question. What you got?
Fourth, counting from the left.
Okay.
And cat. Chaos cat. I have no idea if that could even be answered in a good way, but is my would-be father on this plane?
You draw the Ace of Swords. A short meaning breakthrough, clarity, or a sharp mind. It depicts a hand reaching from a cloud holding a sword with a crown on top of it, and with that, as with all the aces, the Ace of Swords indicates that one is about to revel in a moment of breakthrough. With its sharp blade representing the energy of intellect, it has the ability to cut through deception and find truth. The card represents the moment in which it is easy to see the world from a new point of view.
Interesting.
This fortune teller stuff's pretty good, man.
Yeah, it ain't bad.
You don't know anything, cards. I'll do a plot twist just to fuck you up. So, with that, we'll hop over to Otto really quickly, panning back away from the from Fortune Teller's Row and over to the Inkporium. Otto, Inkporium, indeed. Otto, you find yourself in a place with various folks getting tattoos.
That's hilarious.
I thought so as well.
Otto will stop, look around a little bit, and be like, well, this is not a writing supply area at all.
They're getting tattoos from like squid people, right?
Yes, as the mind flayer that is doing a tattoo.
Yo, that'd be fucking sick. Yo, see, they can go look in your brain and see exactly what you want, man. That's actually pretty good tattooing.
Tastes like he wanted some stars or something.
Oh, you're dead
upon
now.
approaching and realizing it was a tattoo area, we'll do a quick gaze through just to make sure that, you know, our target in there getting a chain on her shoulder or something. And then we'll redirect to the Nightingale Hall, I guess.
Okay. While you're here in the Inkporium, a quick perception check from you or based on your passive perception actually, will reveal that you do not see someone that has looked like your target, if you will, one Baroness of House Lyrandar. Someone, if you are sort of just walking through, looking at the various booths and stuff, people that are getting tattoos, and you do see a lot of them are like constellations or depictions of the moon or different sort of like flowers. You'll get stopped by an artist. Looks to be a denizen maybe of the plane of air. As an air elemental stops you as they're sort of doing their work, but seeing you walk past for like the second time, and sort of breathy voice reaching out, is there something I can help you with? Are you looking for something specific?
Hello! Unfortunately, I do not believe that I can receive the services provided here.
20 people duck when you disturb everybody by yelling hello. I suppose looks like you've been painted once. I wouldn't doubt our
in-character pause as he's like thinking.
I wouldn't doubt our capabilities. As she stops inking the person in front of her, who has constellations drifting down their forearm, and sort of holds their hand out in front of them, and you see the constellations sort of glow and start drifting off their skin as he casts dancing lights.
Pretty cool. Otto is watching this and looking at the different artists with the designs that are all like cosmic or nature themed. And do you think you could paint as well as you? He turns to the side and looks back. Inject.
I know we can.
Excellent.
Only if you lower your voice.
Excellent.
Thank you.
It's just like, it's not a whisper. He just did his volume thing again.
Turns the volume down. It's just quieter, like within your helmet. You will find 3 tattoos in total. constellations for dancing lights, full moon to cast light, and a moonflower to cast druidcraft.
That's fucking sick. Tramp that lets you use magic. That's fucking wild.
If Otto pauses on it for too long, sorry, as I look through my list here. Where the fuck did he go? Excuse me. Sorry. Lost my place. Okay, yeah. Those are the three that she gives you the option to.
Can they be different in design but not mechanics?
Yeah, I mean, always aesthetic stuff is sort of your choice, so you can choose.
Mechanically, he'll be getting the moonflower. But what he tells the artist is, I am still fairly new to the idea of personal decoration, specifically with injected ink, or I suppose painted on designs. But I seek freedom, body and soul. You are the artist. I will trust you.
You gonna do that to me at the end of the session? Damn.
We can pick up with the design next session.
She tattoos a naked lady on your arm.
Hell yeah. Let's go. The classic. Where's the anchor?
So she will surely we will do that. But first, I need you to tell me what Otto is going to trade for her for this.
That is what I am looking through as we speak.
So I've got this thing that causes a fireball.
Suppose that would
you like this explosive? You just trade her effectively a pipe bomb.
Otto out here trading IEDs for tattoos.
Yeah, yo, I love this place. This place is awesome. Planet of Air is the coolest place ever. Fuck Eberron. We'll just say.
Ah, damn.
Yeah. Candle will figure it out. Let him handle it. See what he can do.
And just join our ship, right?
He's got it. Easy.
Narrator voice. Gandwin, in fact, did not figure out what to do. Tentacles writhing all over Earth.
Whatever. It is what it is.
Don't let people know the ending. God.
What you got, Otto?
Otto is thinking. Because I didn't think it was going to end up coming to a deal type of situation for him.
While he's thinking, I think Pip would just, when the person looked to her, she would be like, I make my own fortune, but thank you. And kind of look at Azor and be like, so shall we go find our shiny friend?
Sure. I believe we should. By now, the druid should have completed his task. Hopefully, he's located our mission objective. I'm not going to call her our target. We're not hitmen.
Speak for yourself.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Are you? Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure leaves a margin of error.
Of course, always a margin.
So,
Otto will... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, I was...
So he pops open a couple of compartments on his belt. He says, I ask for freedom, and I offer life. And takes out 2 potions of healing.
Okay. Make a quick persuasion check with advantage for me.
15.
15.
Pretty good.
How generous. Wonderful. She takes them, beckons out for you to lay down. And she...
This...
Go ahead.
Oh, he just says, this is quite exciting.
First time. And she begins etching into the metal of Otto's armor. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Woo.
So,
Nice.
Hey.
thank you guys for joining us. Thank you
Nice.
guys for playing with me. I had a good time as always. We are Hard Knock Dice. We stream every Wednesday and Saturday. On Wednesdays, you can catch us streaming Blood and Silver, ran by our wonderful Otto/Cody. So go check that out. We stream at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays. I believe we're still streaming this upcoming Wednesday, correct? Streaming this Wednesday, off next Wednesday, correct?
Yes.
Thumbs up from the
Yes,
one silver
yes,
crew.
yes, yes.
Okay.
That is correct. Yeah,
So-
the 5th that we're missing.
Right, they're going to be taking some time off for July 4th. So, but check us out next week. They just got into a huge battle. Things are
There's fire.
yeah, there's fire, there's screaming, there's yelling, there's death, there's people falling out of
Sure
the
they're
sky
fine.
from towers. It's wild.
I feel like maybe 40 people have probably died in that fight so far.
I think it's been more than that, actually.
least-
I think I counted. And it was
Those
a
guys
lot.
are just taking a little rest.
It's
Some
just-
of them are not. They're crispy. Crispy.
What the heck? Oh, I couldn't find my raid channel button, and I thought Twitch took it away from me. Sorry about that. Anyways, and we also stream on Saturdays. When we do this across Eberron, which we stream Saturdays 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So go check us out. Or on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch. Don't believe anything else anybody else says. We're also on YouTube. We're not on any of
Facebook.
those things that they're about to say.
LinkedIn.
Wrong.
And
We're gonna rate our friends over at Dice
Um,
Legends.
Instagram, Twitter,
Grinder.
Should have it.
None of those
Proper
things.
Facebook link too.
TikTok.
This time.
Patch.com.
We are on TikTok.
We are on TikTok.
Well, you said that we weren't going to be on any of the things we just said, so now I'm just making the whole water.
Twitch.
Why would you
Not on
confuse our
Twitter.
viewers though? Please drop a follow if you haven't yet. It helps us out. Drop a sub if you're feeling it in your heart of hearts. And don't forget, we're raising money for Extra Life. Go give them some money. Thanks so much for putting that in chat. And until next time, guys, much love. Bye.
Bye.
Don't forget Kick.
Yeah, we're there too.
We're not on.
You too.
86%.
I'll be right
We're
back.
not on Kick.